Looks like we're on. Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. And I had the worst hairstyle going, and I had to wet it down and kind of start over, and it still looks bad. But by the time the show is over, it should dry up a little bit. So have a surprise, not a surprise, just an unannounced live stream. Boy, the hair is terrible. We can't do this on Monday night. My wife's hours have changed again, so we're going to try a Saturday night. Thank you for 3 people being here right already. And well, I can't tell right now until somebody comments, but this is possibly a popular night for some other big time channels to do their live streams. And I can tell you that this channel, we have more subscribers now than we have had at any other point. 366 as of today.
Hello.
Rhino Wisdom. Thanks, Rhino, for being here today. We're going to talk about,
Welcome to our channel.
Yeah, and we have a topic here, and we're going to be talking about one thing and a couple things in particular, but they are related, and you're welcome to ask any question. We'll kind of try to keep it in the realm of working in America and money matters. Now, I put a link there at the very top for the new community corner, which is a message forum. There's a relationship lounge, lifestyle lounge. Thank you for 5 people being here already on no notice, not to mention short notice. And this is a message board. We had some activity going on yesterday. It's brand new. Paint is still wet on the walls, and it's got that new carpet smell and all of that. But we're hoping it can be something where people can go and talk to other people about relational and the lifestyle issues that have to do with finding a Filipino wife or a wife in any country. And so that's what it's for. There's a link. You can go there. I think you have to sign up, get a username, password, and then jot that down. And that WordPress site, lovebeyondthesea.
I'm gonna get a water.
There's one right here, sweetie. Lovebeyondthesea.wordpress.com. You get all of the sites here: Isa's channel, my channel, articles, Mr. E's articles.
Yeah, my channel.
Isa's channel, yeah. And then we got Facebook and Twitter, the message board, and Mr. E. Don't know who the man is, of course. That's why he's named Mr. E. He designed it. It's his brainchild, and it's really something that I'm very proud of that he would do that. Thank you, Simo Travel Vlogs. I hope I pronounced that right. And to the E, hello there. Thank you for joining us this usually very busy Saturday night. And Isa's here, with short notice, so I scrapped and scraped to get the best guest I possibly could on short notice. And it's
when did you announce
the best guest I can have? I didn't. We just started right in here tonight, hon.
Oh,
so thank you, gentlemen, for being here. And I've got some questions to ask Isa. You can ask her questions too. The ones that I had are about working in America, about money matters. If you can think of other questions, or if you have experience with any of the things that I'm talking about, or you want to know something else about working in America and money, that sort of thing, feel free to ask away. So the first question I have for you, hon, is, and other people will want to know these too. So, by the way, I would, before I forget, because I always do, please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea.
Yes, please do.
As Isaac can attest, this is very important to me. I don't really do it for fun. I do want to reach men, and we have been reaching more. I'd like for them to be able to comment. This is a good, safe place, especially the message forum that we have, where you can do direct messaging too, and that's pretty nice feature. So, hon, will a Filipina be very picky about the type of job she looks for in the West or America? Is she going to be really picky and limit herself to certain jobs?
I don't think so. As long as it's it's um it's legal job.
Well, a good
It's
husband would never ask you to do anything illegal, that's for sure. But I mean,
as long as you earn because mostly Filipinos they they work whatever it is, what kind of job, whatever kind of job it is, so they just work. That's why Filipinos are very known in you know in other countries, because we work hard. We don't complain. We are it's well, I would say it's depending on what you finish. What you finish in the Philippines. You might be picky of finding a job, but in a regular basis, no, we just work.
now if Isa had a job and she told me no matter what it made that she just wasn't happy there for some reason, well, we would just simply move on to something else.
Just to start, and then you you know later on you might find another good paying job. Just for a start, you just have to find whatever it is, what kind of job it is.
I think some people here might be on the particular side when it comes to finding work that's available, and so they'll hold out for something else. Meanwhile, I've seen other people just say, "Hey, give me a job.
Yeah.
Let me start working. Let me prove myself." And then they go in there with a good attitude and a good work ethic, like Isa has, and I think management feels like, wow, hopefully there's more people out there like this. But and Han, how long have you been working here?
Since April of 2016. So
And
that will be 3 years and 7 months.
yeah, and you got here on January the 11th of 2016. So you have to get a social security card. I don't know if there's any green card requirements that come out of that.
So when you apply for a job,
Mhm.
yes, that's one of the requirements.
Mhm. So she can't just get here and say, okay, there's a job at the local
No,
grocery store.
they employers they want to know if you are um, legally, enter the country. So they need your documents.
Okay, I can see that being an issue. Now, another question, Han, has to do with currency, money. How long did it take you to become comfortable using the different types of currency in America? As you surely weren't used to them when you got here. How long did it take to get comfortable?
Months.
Months.
Few months. Let's say.
I know when you've grown up here all the time, seeing nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, and maybe silver dollars and all the bills, you can easily tell what they are. But
I get
it's
confused
different when you're
with
new.
the name, the nickels, the dime. When you say when you say okay, mm, $1 or 10 cents, 5 cents, I know what it looks like. But when you say give me a dime, it's like what was that? What's a dime? Okay. But if you tell me give me 10 cents, then I know right away.
You might have to talk to your wife and say how many nickels make up a dollar, or how many pennies in a quarter or a dime or something like that. Different ways to practice
the penny, I know
learning.
a penny is 1 cent.
And that's the smallest denominations that we have.
But the dime and the quarter and then the nickels, I can't. Well, at first I was kind of having a confusion with that. But when you say that's like what I mentioned, if you say 10 cents, I could definitely identify right away which is which.
Did you ever try to, in your mind, kind of compare pesos, Philippine currency with the United States and say, okay, this is kind of like that, and that's kind of close to this. Did that help, or did you just have to say that doesn't matter anymore? It doesn't really apply at all.
No, you know what I'm thinking, Han? If quarter, I convert it into a peso. Okay, a quarter is a something like this.
Is there
So
value for?
20, 12, I think 12 pesos for a quarter.
Okay, well that helps to know, because if you gave me some coins, I mean, I think in the Philippines there's a number on the coins, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Oh,
10,
over here
20,
there's
5, 50, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Do we not have the numbers on our coins? I don't even know.
Oh,
Uh,
you know what, hon? I
and
don't
we
think
use
so.
cards so much,
I don't think so, hon.
don't really take a good look at coins
I
anymore.
don't really take a look.
Yeah, I kind of go by the size after all these
Yeah, I go
years,
by the size, and then
the
I know
person's
the
head that's
penny
on
is
there.
uh bronze.
Bronze, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that they got slightly different colors and sizes, but
and
I
then the quarter is a little bigger than the 5 cents, which is a nickel, right?
it's a nickel, except we've got these silver dollars that sometimes you get in the change machine,
Oh yeah,
and they're about the
it's
size of a
gold.
quarter. But I don't know
It's
if they've
called
always
it's
been,
gold.
yeah, I don't know if they've always been gold color. Seems like
Okay,
maybe they haven't, but I don't know. Seems like you
could
only
be.
get them in
I have
the
some in my
machines.
locker.
Now, hon, you did have a very, I think, a practical way that you use to help keep track of the currency and maybe help you add it up. Can you
Yeah, I
let us
actually.
know that, hon?
The what?
Your
Eh,
method for keeping
Oh,
track of the
like over there,
currency?
I have a jar, so I put each you know each coin. So this is 5 cents. Yeah, the nickels. So I have jar for that, and I have a jar for quarter, and I have a jar for a dime, and then for penny. And actually I have one for a dollar bill or
Hmm.
a coins. So yeah, I actually separate those and I save those. At the end of the year,
And of
go cash it
and of
to the
course,
bank.
we've gotten money from that because
I can show it to you guys.
you want to grab one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what we got. I think we got almost $200 one
Oh,
time.
the last time it was hundred some dollars.
Yeah, we might have even done it again, but Isa's like many Filipinas, they're frugal, but saving isn't always um, a top option or priority. So I thought that was kind of a good idea. She had different objects from around the house, and instead of throwing them out, she would write a denomination on that, and then we both kind of toss our coins in there
Yeah, right
at
here.
the end of the day.
Right here, hon.
Yes, and okay, that says
Yeah, I have.
1 dime or 10 cents
Why
dime.
why why did I write it down one
Oh,
dime?
that's just probably what
It
you
should be
did, but it
10,
says 10 cents on
10
top,
cents there.
and so it's actually getting a little bit of weight to it as we put our
And
change in
then
there.
I got it here. See this?
Hmm.
1 cent penny. And I have a lot.
Yeah, so that's where the change goes,
Yes, I saved those.
and then we can
And then
cash
if
that
I
in.
find if I find something on the coins on the floor or on the streets.
Oh,
I have $1 here.
that's almost halfway full.
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, that's a lot of
Oh, that's a lot. It's
a lot of
heavy.
quarters. Yeah, I got some weight to that there, huh?
Yeah, it's heavy.
So I don't know. Sometime probably next year we'll cash it in again.
Yeah, the last time like that. The last time we cashed out like 100 some dollars.
Yeah, she was very excited about that. It's like free money.
Yeah, it is. It's free money. Who knows? Who have thought?
Anyway, that was her idea. Thought I'd share that with you. Helps her to at least keep her eyes on the money and what it's worth. And I know myself, if I was in the Philippines, I mean, again, I'd have to learn all
Yes,
that.
you have here, hon.
And there's
The
more.
nickels. Yeah, the
5 cents.
5 cents
Nickels.
on nickels right here.
And we have our dollars.
Not really. Not really a lot. But the quarter, you have a lot. 2 for 6.
Oh,
Then for $1.
there's a handful, just a little bit of
You know,
dollars.
if I need some dollar bills, I just grab it from here. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's I'll put it later.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, yeah, I do.
And then the 10 cents on this. See, look at that.
The 10 cents, and that's why we call it one thin dime.
Wow, that's a lot, I
You got a lot of dimes in there?
Yeah.
That's our thinnest, smallest coin. Thank you for 4 people here today on a busy Saturday night. We're probably going up against some others, but my wife's been busy. She's been away, and I'm glad to have her back. And I just thought, well, Isa's live streams do very well for some reason. Michael and Heidi, thank you for joining us and everybody here tonight. We're talking about money, talking about work, and if anybody can chime in here with something that they can relate to, please do. Now, does a Filipina insisting on working in America mean she doesn't love her husband or won't want her love her husband because she's here and by George, I'm here to work. I want to work. Does that mean she doesn't love her husband?
Love her husband? I don't think so. I mean, husband and wife should help each other because there are bills that need to pay. So just like in our situation with Bob, I pay bills. So enable for me to help, of course I have to work, and doesn't mean that I don't love him. I still have, you gotta need time to be as a wife and um, do some household, things here and work. You just gotta need to balance your time.
And a lot of guys, I think, still, not everyone, but many guys in the back of their mind, they're thinking, um, well, if my wife comes over here and she says right away, well, I want a job, I want to work, and they kind of feel like, well, what about me? Is there any hidden meaning in the fact that she is saying now she wants to work? Hon, you're gonna have to. Oh, that says Maayang Buntag there, right?
Maayong buntag there.
Nelson, thank you, Nelson. Good to see you here today.
Who's that?
Mr. Nelson has not been on a live stream before that I know. He's saying good morning. So Nelson could be in the Philippines because it is 7:18 p.m. here in the heartland of the United States. Buntag is morning. I even know that. It's a good idea to learn some Philippine words. And the work is important. And this comes up time and time again. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Give me a thumbs up if you like the topic. Is working in America. Now, Isa and I worked out before she got here that she wanted to work in America. And I understood that. And like she said, she started working in April of 2016 after getting off the plane in January of 2016, and she's been working ever since and getting up to speed of what it's like to work here in America compared to working in the Philippines. But it has nothing to do with not wanting to be with her husband or not trusting her husband. I don't think if he's made a good choice at all, he doesn't have to worry about his wife being at work, because not being able to keep his eye on her. Fiance is in Cebu. Congratulations, you're here in Florida, and it's very good to see you here tonight, Nelson. Welcome. Congratulations, fiance in Cebu. That's where Isa had to go.
It's a very nice place, Cebu.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but Isa had to go there for her conference for
CFO,
s- conference for Filipinos overseas,
Commission
Commission
on
for Filipinos
Filipino
overseas.
Overseas,
Yeah, something like
CFO.
that. And this is a requirement for anybody, at least. Now, well, probably for a fiance
There's
visa
one
too,
in Manila.
Manila and Cebu. But you have to go
Yeah,
to this conference, and you need that sticker on your passport
yeah.
or no visa. I mean, I'm glad Isa knew about that. I did.
And then
I didn't know anything about that.
if you wanna, if you're married to a foreigner, and then if you wanna change your, if you wanna apply for passport using your foreigner, your husband's last name, then you need that uh, CFO. You need that what we call that they're gonna give you a piece of paper, and then that's one of the requirements to apply for a passport.
Hmm. One of the many things that required to find a Filipina, and the rules are probably similar but different for other nationalities. But I am certainly happy that I was able to, I guess, get out of my comfort zone. And I still can't believe I went to the Philippines. I still can't believe I got on those planes by myself
Yeah.
and had no idea where I was going. When I got to Los
Were you
Angeles,
were you scared?
I was not scared at all about meeting you because I've never been
No, I mean
uncomfortable meeting you.
like in the
As far as,
airports.
ending up in Timbuktu
Timbuktu.
because I did something wrong or missing the flight. I mean,
Man,
when I got to
that
Los
would be
Angeles,
terrible.
I thought, wow, I'm early. There's nobody here. And then I realized the Philippine Airlines counter was like 2 blocks long and there was nobody there. And then I found out I had waited so long in line outside when I got to the airport, not knowing where I was supposed to go and getting some bad advice to stand in a line that wasn't moving. Called my agent. They said, you need to get a shuttle over to this place. And when I got there, the plane had boarded. Plane had boarded. There's people ready to take
Man.
off, and here this guy. Thank you for everybody being here. This guy shows up and says, "Wait a minute, where is everybody? I just got here. I need to go out there and get married. I have to get on this plane." So, fortunately, there were some very nice Filipino workers there at the airport, and they did all they can to get me on there and rush me on there, and then I
It's very different,
realized,
hon.
what's sweetie?
Remember that? Remember when we were in California?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually Filipinos
Was like a
who,
shuttle driver,
yeah, they actually
very nice man.
escorted us outside, and and they we actually, oh, at first we said, no, no, it's okay, we're gonna stay here in the airport, and then
Oh, they took
I
us to
think
a
she was the
hotel.
manager or whatever, but she insisted that no, 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 you guys should, you guys should take a rest, relax, take a shower and whatever. So, and then her and then the other one, they were escorted us outside.
Was that when we got lost?
Yeah, and
We were just going in
no, no, no.
circles.
That was when we don't. I think we don't have a ticket.
Oh, there were some
Yeah,
problems because
yeah,
of weather and,
because of the weather.
oh boy. Well, we made it back, and that's all part of travel. But I got on the plane. Then right before they got me on the plane, I realized when I called my travel agent, I left my bag with my meds and the wedding ring in it, and then we had to hope that it was still there. Called down, it was. They ran it up and just said, "Get on the plane. Don't even show us your papers." So, but when it's meant to be, you can
Yeah, it
overcome
will
those
be
kind of
meant to be.
obstacles and get on the plane. And then I saw those Filipina stewardesses, and the music was really nice. And I just collapsed in the chair and said, I think I'm on my way to the Philippines. I knew nothing about the Philippines. I know a lot more, but this channel is mostly about the things you need to know in a relationship with a woman from the Philippines. Another question, hun. How did you feel getting your very first paycheck in America?
I was I was so happy. But at the
Oh, I
same
bet you
time,
were.
I was so mad. Why? Because they took a lot of taxes. And I said, what? I worked so hard for this job
She was
and I work
surprised.
overtime and then they took a lot of money from me. So I called it they stole money from me.
Well, I know it's upsetting at first, but it's not stealing money. We got to have our
Yeah,
state
I know.
taxes, federal taxes, social security taxes.
Hmm. A lot of deductions.
You should see the deductions on my check too, but
Mm-hmm.
that's all
401k,
that's all
whatever.
part of it. However, if you plan things right, you can go do your taxes in February, March, or April and possibly get a nice return back that way sometimes. Now, it's been 3.5 years, hon. What do you remember still about your first day? First day on the
I was
job.
shy. I was scared and I was shy. That was really mm, how I felt the very first day.
Well, and I expected that.
Hmm.
You did make a very good first impression, though.
I don't know about that,
No,
huh?
you did. Well, Isa might not know, but I've told her because other people told me.
Oh,
You
I don't
know,
know.
they said, "Oh, or they told me I heard from somebody that worked with your wife that she works really fast. You know,
Man, well,
and
I
she
don't
made an
know.
impression. Yeah, Isa, applied, and this is through a temporary agency, and then wasn't long after that she got hired. So, the Filipino work ethic and the very professional Filipinos at work kind of stand out with their, politeness, professionalism, and Isa certainly does that. Now, I want to talk about saving money in the Philippines. That's not something that happens a lot, is it, hun?
No, just a regular Filipino. Uh, well, sad to say no. We kind of don't think about saving. Well, I kind of understand why because we live in a daily basis. You earn this and you're gonna spend it, and then the salary itself is not that big. It's not that high compared here. And well, it is what it is there. Now that I now that I I'm here, living in the United States, I my mentality has changed. Like my mindset has changed that I have to think about saving for the future, saving for this, saving for that before you're gonna, like for example, buying a phone, you gotta save money first before you're gonna buy it. But if in Filipino mindset, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna buy a cell phone. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna save first, and then later on I'm gonna buy a cell phone. I mean, that's the way I am kind of like that. But just like what I've said, when I move here, my overall I've changed mentality, money matters, you know, saving for the future kind of change, paying for bills kind of change all of a sudden.
Yeah, it
So it
will.
make a huge difference.
There will be some new um, things that your Filipino wife will be exposed to when it comes to, I don't know, you can borrow money. Maybe that's something she's not used to. Credit cards, debit cards, just how to go about, paying for things
Well,
is going to be different
when I
too.
was in the Philippines, and I'm not really, I don't really borrow money unless if I have to. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna borrow money because I have to buy. purse or I have to buy cell phone. No, for emergency, it's it's not a need, but you know, it's not want, but it's a need. So same here, kind of, I have to kind of weigh myself. Where am I in this position before I spend money? Kind of think twice or even many times before I spend money.
There's only one way to get used to managing money, and that's to have to manage money,
And then
and
if I
what we
spend
need
money,
to
I have
do.
to think, okay, I'm gonna work overtime, and then my overtime will be for these things. That
So,
way, I have, you know, my salary is um, it's whole. I don't get a money from my salary just to spend things, just to go shopping. So I work overtime, and then that overtime, okay, I'm gonna spend that overtime for this thing, such and such. So
that's a good attitude to have. If Isa has an idea, she wants to earn something, then she'll work for it. She'll try to earn that money and pay it off as soon as possible. And as her husband, I need to kind of remind her how there is a lot of debt in this country, and how that is not, you know, not good for you. You don't want to be, if we spend some money on a
yeah,
charge card,
credit card.
we have to pay it off. We have to know how it's going to be paid off before that bill comes due, and make sure that the money is there. It's more of an ease of use. Like when we go to the Philippines and we need to book a hotel, well, that's just a lot easier to give them your credit card, and Isa does all of that stuff for us and gets us a room that we can cancel without, I mean, which is nice, right? Sometimes you can't get out of the room. So she looks for some places that we can get out of if we need to. Now, the wages in the Philippines were shocking to me when I went out there, and it's not terribly much better in the cities. I mean it is, but then again, it's still not a lot. But is there anything, sweetheart, that can be done about the wages in the Philippines?
Well, the company should give more to the employees. They should raise their wages, and by that, it should help. Through the help of the government.
Is there any kind of clamor or push for that to happen in some places to raise the salaries, the wages?
Excuse me. And a lot of people have been pushing that. A lot of people, a lot of workers want that. And I think the government's doing great of, you know, helping workers to have more salary. It's just the companies, it's just employers, so greedy.
Well, and then you're on a contract in the Philippines.
And then
Often, isn't that
and
the
then
case?
and then I think in the Philippines there's a lot of companies. They're only hiring for temporary through agency,
Mm.
and then it's a 6 months
Mm.
basis.
Hmm.
So after 6 months, you're gonna renew your contract. I think that's the way how it works there. Unless if you are a regular employee, that would be that would be plus. That would be great.
Yeah, that would make it tough if you don't. I mean, you're never really guaranteed a job here. It's still day to day, unless you're an athlete or a coach or something like that. But you still have to do the job every day, or they might not have you come back. Um, Now, I've heard a lot of Filipinas in call centers here locally when I call. Do you think that's a job you could do? They pay actually
They pay
very
good.
good
I
out in the
have a lot of
Philippines.
friends. Actually, I have a lot of friends that work in a B- BPO. I think they call it BPO call centers, and it makes good money.
Could you do that? Could you do that kind of work?
Um, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I kind of hate. I don't like dealing with rude customers. And
Do you think I could be a good call center employee?
uh, I don't think so, hon. I don't think so.
It would be hard, you know. I'm guilty of getting upset, and you know the call center people probably are kept in the dark on a lot of things, and they just don't have that information and shouldn't really get upset with them. Another question, Hun, and please anybody chime in with a question of your own about money matters, working in America. Are you, Hun, concerned about finances after I'm gone?
Hmm. To be perfectly honest, I don't. I don't worry about uh, financial things. I know because Bob has prepared for it, and I'm preparing for it as well. You know, it's not just him preparing for it. I prepared myself as well. So I don't have to worry in our financial status. I don't have to worry. I probably worry about how things gonna be um, doing. But when it comes to financial things, I have people that I have to talk to, so I don't think so.
Isa knows who to contact and could drive there herself. And we've talked to them already, you know, and they've said, look, you know, we'll help you when you retire in the Philippines, and when something happens to you, we'll make sure we take care of Isa. We'll
And
make sure
Bob's
she
such a
knows.
really good husband,
Well,
so
thank you, sweetheart. We'll make
so
sure Isa knows what her options are. We don't talk about it every day, but the main thing is she
I
knows
don't really talk about
who
it.
her point
No,
person is.
I don't. I just don't talk about.
She doesn't like to talk
I
about
don't.
those things.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's just it's him who always mentioned it to me, but I said like, oh, could you please just stop it?
Well, you never know, you know, when you're going to go if you have any time to prepare a game plan or something. But the
No, but
main thing is she knows who to contact.
our financial advisor, she told me, the things that I have to know. So that was uh, that was nice of her.
That's comforting. And we know
Yeah.
that even in the Philippines, I mean, they have succession plans for people that they're always training new people. So there's always multiple people working on things at once. So even if the current financial advisor, one of the two leaves or both leaves, there's always going to be somebody else there that knows what's going on and
Uh,
knows what
it's
we've been
it's
doing.
nice to have a financial advisor actually. It it help you to think. That person will guide you. Where are you in this situation? If it's okay to uh, you know move forward or take money out and spend money. So it's and then your money will be invested. So it's nice to have your money invested and you have a financial advisor. And that way you're not kind of like, okay, I'm gonna withdraw money um and spend this money. So at least you have a person, okay, hold on a minute. Are you sure? Are you sure with that idea?
And they'll
And
give
then
us
they give
options.
then options and then what will happen, So it's nice to have a financial advisor.
Right. When I'm about to retire, I need someone to say, what am I supposed to do
Mm.
for expat insurance? Is there anything I can do? What are my options? Or what if I have to come back to the States for something before I'm 65? And we've talked about that, printed some things out. But as far as Isa, she'll know um, where what we're living on, which hopefully will be Social Security at 62. And as far as the rest of the money, she needs to know how to get it. She needs to know how to file taxes. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't think you have to pay
I
tax for 36,000 a year in retirement unless it goes over that. So I don't know. Maybe well, I think you have to always fill out forms even if you don't get any money back or put any money in. But Social Security, what happens after I die? Well, she has to wait till she's 60, and then she can get Social Security again. Isa also has her own savings, so she knows what it's like to be able to invest because part of her paycheck and the match gets invested, and there's no reason to do that because they're giving you the money.
Yeah.
And
Free money.
she gets to choose which type of funds she wants it to invest in, and or what countries. And so anyway, that's kind of new for her. But the whole idea of savings and thinking 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line
You know
is
what, hon?
is new, but it's something that she needs to know.
Yeah,
Thanks for the thumbs up.
I don't think about those things not until I move here. So yeah, it's challenging. It is challenging to save money. It's challenging to live here in the U.S. So it's it's totally different.
It's a big paradigm
It
shift
is.
because of the cost, how expensive things are.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be living or thinking day to day because at some point in time you may not be well enough, or they may not want you to work
Excuse me.
there after a while. And
And
so money, all this money stuff kind of probably overwhelms her.
especially here, hon, there's a lot of sales going on.
You like
You
that?
know,
I know she
a lot
likes
of sales
sales.
going on, a lot of stuff. Oh, a lot of man purses, shoes,
Isa's
whatever.
very careful about what she buys, but you are seeing a lot of sales. I always tell her, "Hun, when is a bargain not a bargain? When you don't need it." But a purse, you got to have a purse, and then you probably have to have a fall purse and a winter purse and a summer purse and a spring purse, and then you got to
I
have a
use the same
vacation
purse every
purse.
day.
You have multiple purses, huh?
I do, but
You
most of
need
the
to do
time.
a video on your channel, a 10-part series on my purses or
But
something
hon,
like that.
I'm
Very nice
some of
looking
it I'm giving
purses.
it.
Well, yeah, she'll give it to her family.
Yeah.
But there are lots of options out there. This is a question for you, sweetheart.
What's that? So I said it's not all rainbow and unicorns in America. Yeah, it's not. It's it's not because you gotta earn money here. You gotta work hard. It's not um all happiness and things that you gotta buy. You gotta work hard.
Hun, what is this? You can't answer this for everybody. Well, what's the general perception of life in America?
Well,
If you were
if
to
you
go to
if you
America and
are
marry somebody,
um, richness, life, easy life,
okay,
but
that's
easy
fair.
life, but it's actually not because over here you gotta work, you gotta earn, you gotta earn. If you want to live here, then you gotta earn.
And
You
I know
gotta earn for
people
it.
that have told me they'll be
It's
working till
not
the day they
just
die. I mean, that's
no,
not
it's not just
necessarily
you're
what you
picking
find.
up money on the trees. Okay, I'm gonna go there and then I'm gonna pick money from the trees. It's not like that.
All the money fell off the
It's
trees
not just
now. Come
it's
November, the money is all
it's
on the
not just
ground
you
and
walk
blows all
down
over the neighborhood.
and then you pick money on the streets. It's not like that.
No, not many places here, the
And
roads paved with gold.
yeah, and a lot of people from our country, I do think about the same way. Okay, um, that life in America is easy, um, easy money. You can have it all. You can have whatever you want. Okay, I know you can have it, but you gotta work for it. And it's not true that you're just gonna the life here is rainbow. It's not. It's not also true that you're just gonna pick money on the trees. That's not true. And it's not true as well that you're gonna pick money on the streets, that it's there's showers of money. No, you gotta work for it.
Well, if you buy a car, you're going to see just how expensive
And it's
a
very
car is.
expensive
There's a lot
here.
of choices, but it all depends what you're looking for. And
But I'm, to be honest, I'm very grateful that that I have job here, that I live here, although it's expensive. But I'm very grateful for the opportunities. You just have to work. That's it. You just have to work and work and work.
generally, well, and like Isa said, they take out a lot of taxes. Now, what if my wife had to, let's say I retired tomorrow, Isa would have to cover me and her on insurance, and that would take a big chunk of her checkout. And I think our insurance working where we do is been very good and has been very good, and it goes up every year like everybody else's, but and it's a lot more than it used to be, but it's still pretty good. But that can take out maybe half of some people's checks, so you have to be real careful not to overspend
Not overspend what
what
you
you
earn.
have. Otherwise, I think you lose a lot of the satisfaction
Mm-hmm.
in working. And there should be satisfaction in work. Most people, I don't think, say, man, I love my job so much I can't even, it doesn't even feel like work. I don't think that's normal because, and you should be working in areas that you're good at and that you find fulfilling. But there are always people and situations and, jobs aren't necessarily that plentiful here, at least not, you know, a lot of better paying jobs. You have to start
Mm-hmm.
and then work your
You
way
gotta
up.
start from the bottom. You
And a
gotta
lot of
start from
people
the
aren't
bottom.
willing to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I did it. I did start it from the bottom, and then finally got a job, and finally got promoted. So you gotta earn. You gotta work hard for it.
Now, Hun, we've talked about this on some other live streams. Some people prefer that their Filipino wife does not work. Now, personally, I mean, the only thing I've thought of was, well, one, Isa wanted to work, and that's pretty typical. But two, what are you going to have her occupy her time with if she doesn't work? Because boredom, when you've just left everyone you love,
At least you have somebody. You have
is
an
going to be
outlet.
tough.
At least you have an outlet. Working, that would be the first choice, to have an outlet. You know, to work and have a conversation with people. You get busy, and if you stay home, that's when the homesickness kick in, and then you feel lonely, you feel um, emotionally, you will get emotionally stressed, physically stressed, mentally stressed, because if you are not working, and then you're thinking about bills here, and you have a family that that you that you gotta help. So em- emotionally, physically, and mentally, and also that's when stress and homesickness kick in.
Mm.
So it's nice to have at least an outlet. It's nice to have an outlet, and that is to work, mingle with other people.
And if the Filipino isn't working and there are needs back home, guess who's going to be helping
Of course,
in
the
those
husband.
situations? The husbands.
And then what
Husband.
if the husband is not willing to help? Because not all husbands are like that. Okay.
Well, then the compromise is let the wife work and help all she wants.
Yeah, and help pay the bills here, and help uh and the and then in the other hand, help your family back home. So, and in that way, you have in your relationship, you have a good relationship with your husband. You live peacefully, because he understand your situation, and he should husband should understand that, because in our culture, that's how we grow up. That's part of our culture, that's part of our tradition, is helping one another, helping our family, especially our parents.
And to, well, this is something
That's why we
obviously should
that's
be
why Bob and
discussed
I, we
before you
have
get married.
we have a very peaceful relationship, to tell you. And his mom is living upstairs.
Yes, Isa had to make sure we lived here Filipino style, and it's worked out
I brought
relatively
food
good.
here, and then I brought food for everybody.
Oh yeah, Isa's always telling me, "Hon, you just bought that and you didn't share it with anybody." And it's like, well, I bought it for me. I didn't buy it for anybody else. But so now
So
I gotta
that's
hide it if I bring food
that's
in, so Isa doesn't know.
big down the house. Okay,
We
I'll stop
the
now.
show is not. Don't go anywhere, hon. The live is not complete without Jay
J
Bud,
Bud.
and MGTOW has entered the house.
Well, welcome.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
Jay Bud,
That's your
I'm
choice.
glad you're here, Jay Bud. I'm glad everybody's here because we didn't announce anything about doing it on Saturday. As long as Isa's shift has changed, then she'll be. This is the only day we'll have. I could do it any other day of the week because my hours haven't changed.
Lo. That's a good one. He said, nice answers, Isaac. You mean to tell me there is no money picking tree? Yes. No. Not at all.
They can't grow a kappa tree in the
I joke with
backyard
my
in
wife, we
General
need to grow a
Santos.
kappa tree in the backyard in General Santos. Man.
Yes,
Wow.
that would be nice, especially if you
That's
had a
actually
green
an
thumb for that sort of
is
thing.
it an investment? I think the kappa. Oh, I didn't fall for that, because it's good to be true. It's good to be true, like your money will grow, will double or triple.
Mm.
I mean, in that case, of course, those rich people we're gonna join that.
Uh, well,
But
that's a
but
good
but
observation.
of course, like, imagine your money we're gonna triple, and then of course those rich people, okay, I'm gonna join because they're gonna triple my money, or even double or triple my money. But mostly they uh scam those people who are think that, okay, yes, of course, I'm gonna do this because it doubles or triple my money. But that's not true. There's no such things like that.
I've seen some things like that on our messages and said, Han, what's this all about? Don't do this. I'll even
No,
research it myself and see that Duterte will say this is a scam.
it is.
Filipinos don't. It's from another
Kappa
country
3.
that was scamming, and
Man,
now
if
a
there's a
different
Kappa
name.
3 there, I'm gonna join, and I'm just gonna pick
Well,
up money.
any pictures you've seen of money trees, Han, in the United States have been photoshopped. Absolutely
That's
photoshopped.
true.
You
That's
know,
true. There's handles the household money.
Jay Budd mentions handling the household money. Now, in the Philippines, who is primarily responsible for handling household money?
The wife, the
Okay,
wife, because the wife is the one who's gonna pay the bills and buy groceries. Um,
so is this
and
just a tradition more than anything
it
else?
is that's the way how in the Philippines, it's the wife. Because my mom does that. She handled money matters. Uh, Bob, do you know about the kappa type? Yeah,
None of them
not
sound good
until
to me.
I think Duterte made a comment about it. Remember, I think
Is
you
that an
said it.
old scam or a new scam?
I think it wasn't really that very long.
Is it like a pyramid scheme where a bunch of people get involved and
I'm not really sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you put your money and you call it a donation. It's a ministry, it's a church,
Oh,
and you put the money there, and then it will double or triple your money, but you have to write down that it's a donation. So it's not they did not call it an investment, but they
mm,
called it a donation.
I see.
And to me, this is my own, you know, uh, perception about that kappa thing. Is the front row is the church. They make it, a church, a donation, but what's behind it? So it's only they called it, oh, because it's a church thing.
Mm.
Okay, but the front row, it's just a church.
Praise Journey. Good to see you here again, Praise Journey. Hope you're doing well tonight. Isa is able
Welcome
to be
here.
with me, and we're talking about, and you can ask questions as well, anything on your mind about Filipina and working here in America, adapting here in America, what her preconceptions were about working in America, what it's really like, saving money, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, difficulties with handling money. I'm just trying to jumpstart things by asking her some questions. And I'm glad you brought up that sort of uh,
Investment.
scheme or scam or investment thing
Yeah,
because,
because a lot
when,
of Filipino fall for that investment.
yes,
It's
when,
not true. Actually, to be honest, uh, there was a there was a person who went to my mom's house and telling my mom that, tell me to invest. Like, okay, that's not. I'm not gonna fall for that because who's gonna give me double or triple my money? Who's gonna give it to me? And that's not
well,
true.
that's taking advantage.
Yeah, taking
I
advantage of people.
appreciate everybody here tonight. That is taking advantage. And when people are hungry to
Hmm.
um, make a better life for themselves, that.
There's no easy life, fun.
And another thing is gambling. I was shocked when you said there was gambling in the Philippines, casinos.
Yeah, there
I
are
thought,
casinos
well,
like
what are
this.
people using to gamble? I mean, don't they need to hold on to what they
Yeah,
have?
there are some rich people there.
Yeah, but I bet they're not the ones that are doing this hair's got to look better. Yeah, it's probably scaring away
You
a
look
lot of
different.
potential viewers tonight because my hair was like sticking out. I
No,
looked like the
that's
devil or
okay.
something with
That's
horns, so
okay.
I had to wet it down and put some more stuff on it. So, but it should look better. I was shocked, but then I thought about it. I thought, well, I guess that makes sense if people think they can just have a good night and earn a year's salary or something, or be set for life. But life is never that easy. It just comes down to little by little by little over a long period of time. Same thing with the relationship with a Filipina. We're going to start with an initial investment in each other, but we got to keep making investments in time and sacrificing for each other, spending time together and doing that year after year after year after year until it's over, and then we'll have accumulated a lot of compound interest, and it's exciting right away. You'll This channel is about helping men find love beyond the sea. So I want to mention that link at the very top, the community corner. Mr. E used his great skill and ingenuity to make this beautiful lovebeyondthesea.wordpress.com site. There's a message board now. There was some activity with a few of us yesterday for hours actually in the relationship lounge. You can sign up there, and we both want that to be a place where men can come over from other places
Yeah,
if they
please
haven't found
join.
satisfaction on those message boards. We want to. It'll be about self improvement, anything to help inspire men to pursue foreign women for marriage. Anything with their lifestyle and relationships, advice, experiences. Come out and blow off some steam if you have to, but we want to help lead people from, who knows, 20 to 70 to find a love overseas, because as you can tell by a couple of my recent videos, um, occasionally I have to mention why things are so dire in the West, and it's not just the United States. So um, there's a reason why people are dissatisfied with their chances in America. And frankly, being married 4.5 years, I think it's a little worse now than it was back then. And so we want to help have people have a place to talk on the community corner up there. And we got to be patient, but you know, I'm serious. Like I said, we've got 366 subscribers. We got a place there with.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sweetheart. It's amazing what Isa, when she starts showing up for live streams, you know, how just coincidentally
To be honest, I don't like it.
things start to get
I
better.
don't. Not that I don't like it. I just don't used to it.
Well, I know, sweetheart. You know, I wasn't used to it either. But I really appreciate your help
I try my
because,
best.
well, people can ask me stuff and I can say all I want, but I don't think it makes as much difference as when you talk, because you know you had your boots on the ground, so to speak, there for all of your life, and your friends are there, and we need people when we're talking about finding love overseas. We want to be honest about things. That's why we'll talk about when she'll want to work in all likelihood. Yes, huh?
Well, did the
J
answer
Bud
just
is,
handles the
yeah, yeah. The woman, the wife. You just close that. The wife will. Oh, don't. Okay, that's okay. You'll just have to click off Bill O'Reilly here. He's trying to help people earn wealth. So if you sometimes you got to click on that one to close it, but other times it goes to the site. So thank you everybody being here. We're going to talk about money, any issues with money in the Philippines or here, and I think if your Filipina says she wants to work, you know, just all I can do is encourage you to understand that it's nothing personal. She probably doesn't want to impose on you. She certainly doesn't want to come across as a scammer, and she most certainly wants to continue to be, in most cases, responsible to her family. And you really should not feel like it means, you know, you're being used or she doesn't love you, because that's going to make it very difficult for you to have a good relationship with the Filipina. You're not marrying someone from the West. I mean, they already have a job too. Um, and yes, you know, a lot of that money will be combined, but things are different when you marry someone from another country like the Philippines. And the more you know about that, and the more you can just accept what you really can't and probably shouldn't change, the better things are. Now, if you're in a position where your wife doesn't have to work, she can be satisfied and fulfilled at home with the things that she's doing, and she knows that her family's needs can be taken care of by a husband. You know, if she doesn't get bored, you know, that would probably work for her. But every situation is different, so please understand that. I cannot tell you to apply what we've done to your life. We can talk about pros and cons. We got married in 7 weeks and 5 days. Is that something I'm going to advise you to do? No. It was just right for us, and so that's what we did. And we figured, well, we'll just continue learning about each other while we're married. And now, hon, it's been over 4.5 years. I almost said months, because it seems more like months. 4.5 years. So we'll ask Isa some more questions here. Tell us about your experience writing checks using debit cards, credit cards,
writing checks,
that sort of thing. You've had to learn different ways of doing things.
Writing of checks, son. I still don't know.
You're not crazy about that? I have her checkbook here. It says "My Amazing Isa," so she can find her check.
I still don't know. I've never come across to learn. I might, you know, I might. You already showed me. I think I did it once, or I've done it once or twice.
We did a few times.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier to use the debit card or the credit
Well,
card, isn't it?
because
You don't
I
even have checks
for
for
my
people.
bills I do it online,
Hmm.
so mm, there's no need for me to write a checks.
I used to write checks for everything. Well, I
But
would
well,
take out
bills,
money, and then when I got low, I'd write checks until I took out more
it's
money.
just one.
Isaac convinced me to start using the credit
Oh.
card for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And after, of course, resisting for a while because I'm not crazy about change, um, I realized that even though it's a little bit more work for me at the end of the month, to make sure that I keep track of receipts and so that the I keep track so to make sure there's not something on the credit bill that it's like I just assume was real when it's not. And if it's not, I'll ask guys, and either I forgot to get a receipt or if I threw it out or whatever, and then we go and we get money back. You like Good Friday? Is it Black Friday? What do they call that?
Black
Black
Friday.
Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Isaac gets to redeem all her money she's saved from
Yeah.
using the credit card. So again,
Oh
another
yeah.
Filipino way
That's
to
the
save
reason why I
money.
want Bob to use my credit card to pay the bills.
I-
And
I've worked out a new system to try to
and
get used to that.
because what? Because it's there's a points. You know, every time you spend, and we pay. I pay my bills every month, and I don't like to accumulate all the bills from there. So I pay the bills every month, and you get a points for that. So I told him, use my credit card or use your credit card to pay the bills, or use it for grocery or gas to buy, and then I we earn points for that, and by the end of the year, and we're gonna cash out the points, and I got right now I have a lot of points that I have to redeem.
Well, and then she talked me into using fuel saver card when we go get gas. Walgreens bonus points and
You didn't
any
think
any
about
little thing
those.
to save a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hon, it's a hassle, but no, it's worth it. And
All
pray.
you have to do is just register your you gotta upload you gotta download an app, and then register your card, and then you gotta pay online.
It's worked out okay. I've got a new system. In Praise Journey, we did well. We haven't
Get
got
rid of checks. They
we
make balancing the bank account impossible.
um the reason I have so many checking accounts, and they used to all have a card until I realized I only used some of the cards once or twice a year, was just when I was having trouble learning how to budget. And I had some guy at work tell me about budgeting, and
Mm.
this was like 20 years ago, and he would tell me about the method of putting your money in certain envelopes with the name of what the expense is for, and then when the month comes around, time of the month, you got to pay the bill, you have the money in the envelope. And it's just
It's
a
like
discipline thing of thinking in terms of
mm,
envelopes. So what I did, since I didn't want to do that, was I just got like 7 checking accounts, one for this and one for that and one for that and something else. And then at work, the money goes into all those checking accounts. So I don't really have to put any money in an envelope. I have a checking account for every category or envelope. That way, the checking account, the one that we use for stuff, daily things, I know what the balance is there, but these other envelopes or checking accounts, I know everything in there is being taken care of for something we'll need later in the year because it comes out every month. Now, it takes a few minutes to once a month to balance that out, but I'm comfortable with that. And that is far, far better than deciding not to budget at all. It's just to come up with some
but
means
you're
to be
using a spreadsheet as well,
financially
huh?
accountable.
Same as that guy said.
Yeah, so by and large, I only use checks, Praise Journey now for those places that I cannot put on the online banking.
Oh yeah, because there's some bills that they require checks.
Some of them, like
Some of
I think
some of our bills.
like your garbage bill, I think I still have to pay a check
and
with
and
that.
then the snow removal. And
Well, yeah,
yeah,
that's a
so
person that we know that does the snow in the neighborhood. So yeah, he'll send the bill, we'll write a check. But you're right. For the most part, we don't use the checks.
no, we
Isa's
don't.
never been comfortable writing them, but she could. But it's almost like it's getting phased out. So that's okay.
Mm,
All it takes is one check to be
uh,
held for 3 weeks, and you forget about it, throws off your account. Yeah, I used to be so particular, Praise Journey, about wanting to balance it out to the last penny. And for some reason, there are times when I just can't get it. So I just said, forget it. I'll just put a line that says correction and I'll put in the new amount. And sometimes it works out then the next time I look at it. And I just don't want to go
no,
through and add and subtract
like I like using
over and over.
simple spreadsheet. Oh, you're using it same way. Um,
Incoming total, expense total, spending money
yeah,
total.
points are only good if you pay off your credit card in full at the end of the month. We do that every month. We pay we pay off our bills every month in our credit cards. That's why I have points that I have to redeem actually.
Well, make
So
sure you
it's
don't
been
miss out on that, sweetheart.
and I actually redeem it and make it a cash instead of I did it once the gift cards, but this time I already did it once to no twice made it a cash points turned into a cash and by the end of this year I'm gonna do it again.
But it feels good when you can discipline yourself early
Yeah,
on
it.
to do this and then have
Mhm.
the ability to wait and see it pay off later. But spreadsheets important. Praise Journey, I actually think I go back about 15 years. I just keep opening another tab, and not that I go back and I look at it, but I could, and I could tell you what I was paying for electric bill at the apartment 15 years ago, or we didn't even pay water bill there. There's more expenses here when you own a house. But the reason I did that, partly Praise Journey, was to show Isa when she got here, hun, just so you have a visual here. These are all of our expenses. This is when we make our money up here. This is where it all goes. And we're
Or
either going to have extra
you
or
spent
not
a
at the
lot of
end of the
money when
month.
you were single than now. Well,
You mean
to
like
tell you
my
honestly,
she's going to brag now.
he spent a lot of money when he was single than now because when he goes to the grocery store, he just grab.
I
He
never looked
don't.
at
He
prices.
never look at the price. For crying out loud! And now since I do the grocery, so I look at the price, okay, and then I compare. I compare it to that. Okay, this which is good, and I go to the stores and I know the different stores and I know I can get this um, product for a cheaper price in that store. So I go there.
Isa does Isa does shop. I mean, and
And I
this is a
like that
good
like
thing.
has a free. Okay, if you buy this big one, you get a free.
Yes, Isa has discovered the joy of Walmart and Sam's Club because now we have to buy in bulk, but we have a storage room. We don't have a big freezer, anything like that. But I'm telling you, one of the good things about having a woman run your house, it's a Filipina, she will look for ways to save money. I used to spend at times $800 a month just on food, you know, um, because, well, one, I wouldn't look, and two, I probably went out a lot,
Well, you goes to a expensive store.
and I
You
wasn't
don't go
looking
to
at
Walmart.
prices.
You don't go to Sam's Club. You don't go to um Super Saver.
Right. Isa's like my mom. She'll go here for this, and maybe the meat over here, and maybe this stuff is better over there, maybe the toilet paper. But these places are relatively close. She can come home from work and hit three places like that and help us save some money.
Oh yeah, Aldi. Uh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Aldi.
Yeah, hun, we
There's
better.
one nearby. It's like 2 minutes away.
Yeah, but by one of our main streets here. So yeah, the checks are kind of getting phased out. I like the idea of the spreadsheet because it can show your wife in black and white. This is where our money goes each month. This
I
is what
like to
we're
go Aldi.
bringing in, and as you can see, here's maybe where we need to make some correction because we're spending too much. And here's the medical and the household. However you want to break it down, you can be as detailed as you want, whatever you're comfortable with. And I do keep that. And sometimes I tell myself, well, it's not going to change that much. Why not stop doing that? But then it's such a habit
Well,
now. I
and then
save
we
the
have,
receipts, and then once a week I'll plug them into the spreadsheet.
and then our expenses also, it's we separate everything. So we have an account for house. If things uh going wrong and we need to fix this, so
Yeah,
we have an account where to get the money.
this
So
one
we
is the house
so we
account.
have so we have that money, and then we save money from there, uh, little by little, and then if things going wrong, okay, we're gonna get the money. At least we have a money for that, and we have a money if you don't feel good and then you need to go to a doctor. So
Medical account,
we
yeah,
have money for that. If things going wrong with your car, we have an account for
the
that,
car account.
and that way we know where to get the money. It's not just all all in one, okay. Then it's just so hard to keep on track where your money goes. At least if you have the account, in the different accounts, at least you know where to get the money, and then you know how much did you spend. At least to recover that, then save a little by little and start to recover how much did you spend. How much did you spend for that car, if there's something wrong. So that's how we do things here.
Yeah, I don't want to pull from the checking account or the home account or the next computer account or whatever if I have a, I don't know, 500 deductible for a car. That needs to come out of that just so it doesn't
Hmm.
interfere with those other
And
things.
then
But
if for
it
if
took me
we
years to
want
learn.
if we want to buy a new computer or anything, appliances at home, so we have the money for that. It's just
Eventually
that,
it'll be
yeah,
there.
it's just that you just have to save little by little. You don't have to save all at once. You just have to save little by little, and then by the time you need it, at least you have the money already on that account.
Yeah, Praise Journey says uses expense spreadsheet, never go overdrawn. Um, there's got to be some way to monitor it so it doesn't get out of control, which is easy to do. ACH debit is okay. And Praise Journey, I don't know what you mean by ACH debit. Is that, I don't know what it means actually. ACH debit, maybe you can make a comment. Um,
Well,
yeah,
tall
sometimes
under.
it take a long time to
There's a guy
clear.
there, honey.
I
I'm
know,
late, but
I
I'm
don't want
here.
to.
Hello.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Walt
Well,
Tolander.
do you know that?
I want to catch up here so I don't miss something. Um, Pay them off at the end of the month. Yeah, that's a great way to get travel points. Have we ever done that, huh?
Well, because
Travel
you can
points.
turn your points into
Oh, if we
cash.
want to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, we have a message retracted there. Thanks, Michael, for jumping all over that. I have my fiance in the Philippines creating expenses also, and it helps so much. And that'll be new to her. You have to be patient. For things that are like, well, why do I need to do this? This doesn't make sense. I've never had to do that. Well, you know, it's
There's
a
one that
practice
good
that
price on
that
good
needs
high
to be done.
quality organic food.
Yeah, it's more expensive buying cheap food because they come at a high price in terms of medical bills you have to pay later on. And
Mm,
this is, yeah, I what he's saying is, yeah, the organic food section costs more, but if in the
yeah,
long run, if it can make you healthier, he's going to pay more for that. In other words, his sensibilities and his
I know he's
frugality
rather
stops when
buy.
it comes to his
Mhm.
health. And there's something to be said for that, huh? Like I personally would rather spend money on brown rice or red rice or
But I
black
just
rice
can't eat. He's
than.
been telling me to eat brown rice,
I'm not
but
telling you. I try not to tell Isa
oh,
anything. I
you
try to
did,
suggest. No,
hon.
hon.
Oh,
I may
is it a suggestion?
I may suggest
Okay.
I may suggest more
Okay, he may.
forcefully on some
Yeah,
things.
he may call it
I would rather she
suggestion, but
not
he's been
use
telling me that.
white rice to eat. But you know what? She's been eating white rice since she
I
was
can't. I can't
born.
eat. I can't eat brown rice. I tried.
I know.
Actually, I
And
tried.
look, you can't force a Filipino to.
I tried to eat brown rice, but I just can't.
I've never heard of a Filipino that did eat brown rice. Do they eat brown rice? Some people.
All of those health conscious
I
people.
used to eat brown rice all the time until I married Isa. What happened? What happened to that? We
You know,
need a.
it's just, honey, it's just so hard.
You
Some,
can't cook it in the rice cooker.
yeah, you can.
It's a
I
little bit
mean,
different.
you maybe you can, but you gotta be there, watch it from
Yeah.
time to time.
Well, then that's because the right white rice we just started, turn it on, put it in the water, walk away, and 25 minutes later it's good. But yeah, Jay Bud mentions Aldi, and I was skeptical when I
Oh,
saw the Aldi
hon, what I
building,
did,
but
hon, what I
I
did,
really liked Aldi.
the brown rice, I mix it with the
White
white
rice.
rice.
See, that's thinking. That's a good
I
idea.
did it, hon, many
Does that?
times.
Well, you should do that again because then maybe I'll start
I
eating it.
we don't have brown rice, so it's
We
all
do
white.
too. We have a whole container.
Oh, is there?
Now
I didn't even
it's
look
probably
at it.
got bugs in it by now. It's
Oh no, hon.
probably been there
Our
for
country is
3 years.
clean.
No, well, yeah. Did you see that mouse outside in the driveway the other
That's
day?
outside, not in our house.
Yeah,
And I won't allow that.
it might have froze to death. It's hard to say, but yeah, Aldi it's a little bit further away than some of the other places we've been going to. But hon, we used to really enjoy going to Aldi together.
Oh, Dan, it's just 2 minutes away from here.
Yeah, but Hy-Vee and
And Walmart.
Walmart are
I
even
think Walmart and Hy-Vee,
closer
it's
for us.
just the same
Yeah,
distance.
different directions, but you really
It's-
seem to like Walmart.
Well, I
but-
go to Walmart because because there's a gas station there, and I get the points from there if I
Oh,
because I'm a member of, if you're a member and then you get points, so I go there to get a gas. So in that area, um, a little bit farther is Walmart. So if I get a gas, so I go Walmart.
hmm and yeah, Aldi is a good place. I never had any complaints about it. Now, praise Journey, I'm glad you mentioned food because we're talking about money and what you spend money on. Okay, you spend it on food, but you can spend it on cheap, unhealthy food, or you can spend a little more on better
We don't
food.
really
So
get, hon, we
you have
don't
to make
really
that
buy
choice.
junk food.
Not too much.
No,
I
not
I need
really
you to
much.
not bring in anything.
Because
I
otherwise,
tend to eat it.
otherwise I am fat now.
Well,
No, I'm kind of health conscious as well, so a little bit.
well, you've only gained a couple pounds since you've been
Walmart's
here.
a scary store.
Well, hold on here. Let's
It
first
is?
mention that
Is it? Huh?
Praise
I
Journey
don't
is
think it's.
47 and feels like he's in his 20s because he's primarily, is it
He's
vegan?
vegan.
Is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce that?
Vegan, yeah.
I tell you what, though, I like my meat. I mean,
a meat
I
eater
really,
as well.
I really should eat. I've just thought, hon, remember those grapes, about a big cluster of grapes 3 days ago? When we're going to watch a movie tonight and hang out here Saturday night, I got to eat those grapes. I love grapes. I keep forgetting we have them in the refrigerator. Yeah, Walt, better late than never.
I was sick for 3 weeks when I was in the Philippines, so I don't really enjoy that much.
Well, praise
And
Journey.
then I'm still sick. I'm not really sick, but I'm still have that cough
Yeah.
and
You know, sweetie,
cold.
when I was there the last time, I had a cough. I mean,
It's
I had one
because
that
of the
lasted
weather,
14
guys. I'm
months,
sorry.
but
I've been
something got
coughing.
worse in the Philippines. Yeah, you mentioned coupons. I'm glad you did. Coupons. Now that's something that we get I don't know, we get mail, like once a week that has specials. And I know there's times Isa has cut out some coupons for me. sometimes they expire before I use them, and they can be good, but again, like you point out, not if the food itself isn't good for you. Walt, glad you're here. I love eating organic fruits and
I'm
veggies. Eat
eating veggies
avocados,
and bananas. I love
bananas for
bananas.
lunch. Yeah,
I love bananas.
cheap nutrition.
Sometimes I just eat bananas.
I hear you in praise journey, and
Breakfast.
you. I'm glad that it's working for you. Um, Eating healthy is not easy, especially when it does cost a little bit more. I kind of like cashews myself. It was either cashews or peanuts today, and I bought some cashews. Fit couple in the Philippines. Doug, good to have you here. Or you buy organic and non-processed food plus 10 healthy diet and exercise program. And I think the older you get, the you probably reach a point where you tell yourself, look, I either have to make some changes now or I might not make them, and that could affect how long I live. Cheap Walmart food is not good for you in the long
It
run.
is fun. I
Well,
didn't know that.
well, no, it depends on the type of
What
food
kind?
because
Oh, what type of food?
Walmart is a
Well,
big place. I'm sure they have
yeah.
some options that are good
I usually buy the
and some
93%
that aren't so
burger.
much. Yeah, you know,
It's cheaper there.
the
Oh, it's cheaper
93%
also in
hamburger,
at Aldi.
all these is.
Yeah, Aldi is cheaper. They
Yeah,
well if you go to Sam's Club, they have that 93%
yeah.
burger.
If you get like
It's
six pounds of it or something,
but you have to buy bulk.
yeah, well, it's good for throwing a party. People come
Yeah,
over and grill and come down here. You can see the karaoke machine just to Isa's
I rearranged the
right
house
there.
right
Yeah,
before I left.
TV. It looks good. That's a karaoke machine. But I'm glad you mentioned that. Coupons is a good thing to talk about. Walmart. We have one not too far from here. It's a good place to go walk if you've just had your knee replaced, like I
Organic
did.
brown rice, too funny.
Brown rice. I like brown rice. It just I like the way it
And,
feels
and you know what? And every
when
time
I
you eat
chew
brown
it.
rice,
It's
it's
just I
it's
like it,
like you are
and it
eating.
tastes good.
It's like you're eating a chewing gum.
Well, yeah, I guess it's different for you, but it
Well,
is.
I because I grew up with
I know you
white
did,
rice.
sweetie, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Hey, but I check my sugar, and
Isa's glucose levels are fine. They're better than mine. For some reason, I'm having trouble staying below 104 fasting in the morning. The doctor thinks I'm taking too long to go in for the test because well, I won't get into his explanation, but maybe if I tested 4 hours or 5 hours on empty stomach, it might be closer to 80, 85, which is where I would like it. But yeah, Doug says his Margie prefers white, of course, but it makes him brown
brown
rice.
rice.
So yeah, organic brown rice. Too funny. Well, I mean, there's organic anything. I mean, I don't really know if they're healthy. Rodney Full Circle from Canada has joined us. Rodney, hey, I'm surprised anybody's here tonight because it is Saturday night. I'm sure there's some other big time um, live streams going on. This just happened to be the only night that's going to work for Isa when she's working. But good to see you, Rodney. We're talking about
Yeah, I did work
money
over there.
issues, working. You're going to be bringing over a wife soon or a fiance soon, and so might want to play back some of this just to. Isa's been talking about her experience working here and with money. Philippine markets full of processed foods and predominantly snack foods. Are there any good places, hon? Healthy places
Um,
like these markets? To me, it
in a
looks
public market, honey.
public markets. It
In a
looked
pub
good to me.
for we buy our veggies and fruits in a public market, not in the mall, because it's processed.
In the mall.
Yeah, in the mall.
Okay.
So we go to the market, public market, because it's fresh. Mm, it's fresh and it's healthy,
It
and I
looks
believe,
it looks good in those markets.
mm, and I believe it's organic. I think so.
It may not have a lot of
a
the
lot of medicine, a lot of chemicals,
pesticides and
pesticides.
preservatives and stuff like they do
Hmm.
here. Some of it might be very healthy depending where you get it. Now, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make working in America after working in the Philippines, and now you come here, you have a full-time job? Biggest adjustment. There had to be some adjustment for you.
Mm, the language, of course.
Well, that's true, but your English is good.
Mm,
That's what everybody says.
well, I don't know.
It is, hun. But what about adjustments? I mean, surely it's different.
The people, of course.
The people are different in what
Mm,
way?
no, because in the Philippines, it's people are kind of more happy-go-lucky,
More laid back, I
more
would
laid
say.
back, and just although it's jobs or some jobs are hard and it's heavy, but still they have um, you can still see the smiles on their faces, you know.
It's different. I noticed
Right.
that in the Philippines too, and I kind of wondered what kind of an adjustment Isa would make because in the Philippines, you see a lot of smiling. They
Yeah,
still work, but they're happy. They seem to be
yeah,
enjoying
that's
themselves.
more happy.
Praise Journey says Trader Joe's. Do we have any of these here, hon? Trader Joe's,
The Whole Foods. I've never been in Whole
Sprouts,
Foods.
Whole Foods. Yeah, there's a Whole
Ah,
Food store.
farmers
Costco.
market.
What about Costco? Do we have one here?
Of course, Han. We went. Remember when you were so worried when
That
there
was I
was
thought that was a Costco.
that was Costco
Okay.
by South.
Farmers market. Yeah, here it was snowing one day, and Isa didn't communicate with me um, because her phone was out of power, and then the person she was with didn't have her phone on or something. I'm calling her friend's husband saying, "Have you heard from your wife? It's snowing. Isaac could be in a ditch somewhere. I need to find out where she
It was
is."
actually there was actually a storm that day.
Yeah, it was supposed to get real bad. I'm driving and it's snowing. I'm thinking, where is my wife?
Well, I told you that I'm going to my.
I didn't know you were going to take off for Costco,
Oh, that's yeah.
which is,
Well, because
way
my
out
my
there.
phone was dead and I don't have a charger.
Well, so I finally find out she's at Costco. So I go to Costco, park the car, run in there, and then I see Isa with her friend laughing and giggling and pushing this shopping cart around, and I'm thinking, well, she's safe. That's the main thing. Attitude of the people in the Philippines is so much better than
Yes,
the
I
USA.
agree, 101%.
And Praise Journey notes that Costco is his favorite place because you can get foods in bulk that last a long time and have a lot of
Thanks.
organic options.
Sam's Club too.
Sam's Club. I wish. Do you have a Sam's Club Praise Journey? I assume Sam's Clubs are everywhere.
Yeah, I
I
like
mean,
Sam's Club,
you
and
can get
I like
tires
Costco.
over there. You can
It's
get
just
food.
Costco is it's far away from
It
from our
is.
place. That's the reason why. But I love Costco. Uh, it's just far from our place.
Now,
Have to
hon,
go to the south.
um, I would feel a little uncomfortable if I had to go to the Philippines and start working there. Did you feel any? Were you uncomfortable when you started here after immigrating? I mean, it's a big change. You're in a new country. Now you're working, which you have responsibility. Was that a difficult transition for you or not,
Well,
being an
just like what
immigrant?
I think I already mentioned it. The first 3 months, it was struggling, but later on,
Hmm.
because I wasn't working for 3 months. So I wasn't working for 3 months, so I was struggling. Um, though Bob is, you know, though I'm with Bob and his mom, but it's just so different having a someone from from time to time. And Bob is working, So I get to see him after work. and then the next day is gonna be, and then the next day is going to work again. And I said, I get bored. I get, homesickness. So the first 3 months was really hard, but now I'm okay. Can I have, friends and someone to talk to?
Which is why I've done a video or two on,
Mm,
helping her make friends, trying to locate before she gets there a Filipino with a good head on her shoulders to help her feel comfortable. I mean, you can't just rely on yourself to help her in this transition. You need to use that time ahead of time to help her. Maybe think of some people she can
oh my
spend time
goodness,
with,
so glad to be leaving the Northwest
away from the
for the snow.
snowstorms.
Yeah, yeah, so you know what? It's kind of hard to drive when there's a snowstorm.
Well, and you
That was.
shouldn't. I mean, sometimes you just shouldn't. It takes a lot to cancel work, but
Mm-hmm. And then if they cancel work, it's too late. You're already in the road, driving.
well, it's the weather's getting to be that here. Yeah, Filipino people are so grateful for everything in the Philippines, and
They are.
I
We
can see
are.
that making a bit of a rough adjustment for somebody coming here at times. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here, Han.
There's a or Sam's Club on the West Coast closed their doors. They didn't have many organic options.
Well,
Oh, well, here in Nebraska, there's uh at least three or four. So I have a lot of options where to go.
big question, Han. Will a Filipina working in another country when she gets there be asked often or pressured to send money back home?
Um,
Will she feel pressure? Oh my gosh, I'm here. I've got to
Not.
work, send money
You know
home.
what,
Have
Han?
to.
It's not about. It's initiative. It's initiative, and it's your will, and it's tradition that it doesn't mean that you are pressured to do it, to give money or send money to your family, but it's a tradition. It's we are um we are taught to take care of our parents, to take care of our family. So to me, it's not about that I get pressured. It's about initiative. It's about tradition. It's about willingness to help. And I know the situation, and since I have the capacity to help, and why not help?
So a flip side, hun, to that question would be: are there times when the Filipina needs to learn to say no?
Of course, of course. Um, we should learn to say no, but somehow, on the other hand, you have that feeling of guilt.
Hmm. Can
You
be a
know,
strong emotion.
yeah, I to be honest, I do. I kind of feel gu- guilty when I say no, but at least I showed to them that it's not all the time that every time you ask is I have to say yes. At least they know, you know, I know and they know that it's not always that I'm gonna be there to help.
Well, and then a Filipino will also look at, is this really important or not? If it's really important,
It's
I'm
I
going
think
to
that it's
allow
always
her
been
to.
important, Han.
Well, but
It's
again, there are some things
it's
like,
like in a way, if it's a
somebody
need or
you're
a want.
right. If it's a need or a want, if it could be important or it could be not all that important. And this is why the value of having a budget and exposing your wife to the financial situation. She knows exactly, if you put money here, then you just took it away from there. And she knows if there's extra money. She wants to work overtime, but she knows she's got extra money for, could be wants in addition to needs. But if the overtime isn't there, she might have to say no.
Hmm.
It just all depends on how long she's
I said
working.
no to some people.
Sometimes you have to.
Hmm.
Now, I have one last question here before I close. And again, I do appreciate everybody here. I want to mention again the very top there is the way to sign up for the forums, relationship lounge, and lifestyle lounge. Appreciate the thumbs up. And that's just a way for people to get to talk to each other in a group, or even direct private messaging where it's just the two of you. I showed you in the video example how to close the room, and that will close completely that chat room. You can have multiple people in there, or just one-on-one. And a good way to get to know people on other channels, if they would sign up and let their community know about it, because there just aren't a lot of message boards that I'm aware of for people primarily talking about overseas relationships, and all those things, including self improvement.
Y- yeah,
The only
I
thing,
agree. I agree. The money have at least a purpose. There's a saying that uh, teach them how to catch the fish.
hmm yeah, Praise Journey is saying what we're all thinking about, is that we don't want to enable, and it's tough to turn around that ship sometimes to make big changes. You don't want to be enabling, because you could be enabling bad habits. Now this is where you have to trust your wife to know what's going to happen with the money. If somebody's going to drink it away or smoke it away, and you've been working hard for that overtime, I don't think you're going to be very likely to send it. You're going to want to know what it's for, but you got to leave this up to her. She's got to be the one that takes initiative to make sure that if she sends money, if it's a want, she understands what the want is. If it's a need, she understands what the need is. But Isa actually wants to do whatever she can to encourage saving money, because she knows that's just a good skill to have.
Yeah,
It's just
I
harder to
even
do
encourage
there.
my siblings to save money. Okay, if you wanna plan to to see different places, you gotta save up money. And I told them, I'm gonna come with them. You save up money to buy the plane tickets, and I'm gonna pay the accommodation. So at least they have the okay, kind of very excited to do that. Okay, I'm gonna save up money for the tickets, and then I don't have to worry about the accommodation. I was telling them, okay, if someday we're gonna go to Singapore, so I was telling them, if you guys wanna see at least different places, travel, you gotta save up money. You gotta save up money for the tickets, and don't worry about the accommodation. I'm giving it. I'm gonna pay for it. So at least it's encourage them to at least save up if they wanna travel.
But by the same token,
But it
there's
doesn't mean
more
you
people.
know. I'm not gonna pay for the whole tickets. I'm just telling them you save up money for the tickets, save up money, and that way you guys could pay the tickets, and I'm gonna pay for the accommodation. So
That's
then they were
fair,
so
huh?
excited for that.
That's fair. But
That's fair.
I can see someone getting together and saying, okay, let's save money, and then somebody else says, but we need that money for us. And then it's like, then they feel guilty. Well, I'm saving money for us, and it's another relative says they want it.
They wanted to.
that could cause problems, right? They say, well, I see you're saving a little bit of money here, but we need some food, or we need to buy a gift or something. You
Mm.
almost have to not tell anybody, I guess, if you're trying to save something. Now, yeah, we're talking about we don't want to enable money should help the family become self-sufficient.
But
Um,
the word borrowing also does not exist. Yeah, better to ask the money than to borrow.
that's true. And sending money can cause serious fights. Again, that's my
Mm.
wife's responsibility. She's got to make sure that, well, that we can send the money. We should talk about it unless it's not a big amount. But then she needs to make sure that the money was used for what she was told it would be used for. And yeah,
If someone says I need to borrow, give without an expectation to get it back because it will create even more of a burden on the family member.
that's a,
It's
would you say that's a very wise statement? Parabiology 101. Thank you for coming in here tonight. I'm sorry I didn't announce this, but I couldn't be 100% sure. Isa wouldn't go to work for overtime and then make another stop somewhere and not be on time or something. So, because she was working overtime today, she does not have to work tomorrow, and we are looking forward to that. So, thank you for being here, Parabiology 101. Hope you're doing well. We've been talking about working in America, money matters here in America, money matters
yeah,
sending back home.
yeah.
Yeah, give without an
Borrowing
expectation to get it
money you will
back.
never see again.
In fact, that's what the Bible says: loan or give, hoping for nothing again. You just you give it. It'll drive you crazy
Mm.
yourself if you keep thinking, well, I want this money back. It's been 6 months. It's been 12 months. And then there's no joy in, loaning it the first time. You know, you just, it is what it is. You don't want to have
It's
money
a sad
cause
truth.
problems in your
It's a sad
relationship.
truth, and
But yeah, you
if
must be
somebody's
careful
gonna
with
borrow
that.
money from you, and that's right, yeah, you don't have to expect that they're gonna pay you back.
Parabiology, you want to help her family. I know we do. Um, Michelle Fiscalis.
Hey guys,
This
hello,
is Michelle,
welcome
correct?
to
Thank you,
well,
Michelle.
to our channel.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. My wife's a Filipina. We've been married 4.5 years, living
Big
here in
Rob,
the
hey,
Midwest United States, talking about money. Big Rob. Hey there, Big Rob. How are you doing tonight? You guys are, I'm glad anybody's here because it's kind of a late. We got 11 people here today, and I appreciate that. We started late and
it's
on a
7.
Saturday night
Did we
with,
start at 7?
we started 7 and other people probably doing lives, and we thought, well, Isa hasn't been on for a while and her lives are always popular for some reason, so I thought we would do one. So better late than never. And helping the family, I want to help my wife's family, and I want to help in ways that can, help them make money potentially. There's different ways that can be done if you think about it with your family. Um, like for example, Han, buying a scooter can help somebody. That thing can last for what, 5, 6, 7 years, and they can go out and drive people around and make money with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy out there in that heat. But when they have the vehicle and it's theirs, then they can keep all the profits. That's just one way. There must be
It's a
many,
fast,
many other
modern,
ways.
verified, safe employer.
Yeah,
Well, that's really good for them. Yeah, working abroad is it's not easy. It's not easy. Um, but it's a good money if you work abroad.
it is. And then you've got your taxes and other things that come out of that. But it is good money, and it's wonderful. I think for the Filipino to learn to be responsible
Fights also.
with that money. Yeah, that's good thing. Give without expectation to get back. And once Parabiology 101 likes to help his Filipinas family earn their money,
What
and
is
I do
no
too.
piggeries, no chicken fights? Oh, awesome.
You're way ahead of me. 2 family members from his fiance's family that are working
Yeah,
overseas and doing really well.
that's good.
Do you have any other family members
Like
working overseas?
my brother-in-law.
Well, I mean, the thing about the pigs, do piggeries make good money, hon? Do you know somebody
Mm,
that's done well with piggeries?
yeah,
You
a lot
do?
of people.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that I knew that that's their business.
Hon, do we have room? I haven't talked to you about this, but I'm going to do it right now live on YouTube. Do we have enough room at the house to have a rooster farm when we retire?
Not in our house, Terhan. Probably in a mountain. If we go have a place in Eden, then that's the good
That would
place
be
for.
great. But I figure 20, 30 roosters,
Because I
and
don't want neighbors to complain that yeah it's smelly here and
the roosters smell too. I never smelled
oh
anything.
their poop
I never smelled anything when we
their poop
went by
and
roosters there.
it's noisy.
Yeah, but they
It's
don't have to
noisy,
set your
honey.
alarm clock then.
You don't have to. 5 o'clock or even 4 o'clock.
Big Rob says he and his girlfriend, who's in Dubai, is that right? I hope. Just opening up an online fashion store selling women's clothing. And
Oh
in
wow,
fact, Big
that
Rob, can I have my leg back, huh?
that's great.
Thank you. Big Rob just did a video on women's fashion clothing. I saw that the other day, Big Rob. So yeah, I hope that is successful with you or for you. Where was that? Just open up an online fashion store selling women's clothing. Well, good luck with that. Some of the
Michelle
caregiver jobs are tough.
Fiskels.
I can see
What's
that.
that? Oh,
Michelle Fiskillis
Fiskels.
just subbed. This is my
She's a nurse.
personal channel.
Hello.
Oh, you're Filipinos in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, now that I look at your logo here, you begin to look familiar. So thank you. Bill from Philippines on Demand had some very good things to
She
say
said just
about
sub.
you and your husband, and so I did sub to their channel, and glad to have you here, and especially with Isa here. We're just talking about now they're in Australia, but we're living here in America. Isa's been talking about her work experience, learning how to distinguish the currency and how to manage money, not just here, but her own personal money she buys on her clothes, how she buys our groceries, and then money back home. The Filipina that works here is going to have a lot of responsibility because now she has income, and hopefully she has a good head on her shoulders. And but we're all going to make mistakes early on, but it's been good for her. I really feel it's important for her to learn financial responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So Michelle is a nurse, originally from
Yeah.
Han. How do you pronounce this?
Misamis Oriental.
And how
Is
far?
it? I think Misamis Oriental is close to, not far from Iligan City.
Okay. Well, we've been there too.
Yeah, actually.
Rooster
Yeah,
Farm.
it's not far from Iligan City. That's where I went to school. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mindanao State University.
Hmm. You don't like the idea of a rooster farm?
Oh, that's very. That sounds nice when you are in a
Well,
mountain.
wherever you are, it sounds like
Oh,
there's
not.
roosters
I think
anyway.
in the city, hon, or even just or just in a regular place.
Yeah, so Big Rob's got an idea there, entrepreneurial. Check out Big Rob's channel, and Michelle has a channel, or at least she
Yeah, so
does with her
Misamis Oriental
husband.
is close to Ligan City.
Yeah, Bill, I really like Bill, and we're hoping to be able to drop by and see him on vacation in in a month. We'll be going to the
Mhm.
Philippines, and we're not neighbors, but we're not that far away. So hopefully we'll do a video with Bill. And yeah, Bill, I really like his channel. It really caught my eye right away. Bill, Philippines on Demand.
Uh,
Mindanao, is that where that is?
Misamis Oriental. Yeah,
That's our
I said
place.
it's not far from Iligan
And,
City.
and what's this? Did you already see this?
Luna Claveria.
Okay, yeah, I'm close to Iligan. Nothing like getting woke up by a rooster at 6 a.m. Yeah,
Not
I'm
not
gonna.
just 6 a.m. at 4. Even when I was there, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I probably need that discipline, hon, because I don't want to retire in the Philippines and sleep till noon or something. Although there is something to be said for getting up and spending a lot of time
Wow.
up at night when it's cooler. When you're outside, it's not
He's
so
going
bad.
to Cebu, Siargao, and Surigao.
Who
Wow.
who is? Oh, Parabiology
Parabiology.
101.
Yeah. My dad is actually from Surigao. So it's was um hopefully I could go visit. We, you know, could go visit my grandparents there, and
We wanted to
there's
last time, didn't we? Or
yeah,
didn't
but
we?
you were sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Surigao and Siargao. Oh man, it's paradise.
Well, that sounds like something
Mm.
I would want to see. What's the difference between Surigao and what's the one?
Siargao,
Shargao? Shargao?
they're close to each other.
What are they? They're like
Islands.
islands? Okay.
Hmm. I
We'll
wish
be
I could
getting
go
there
there.
about the time that
Actually,
your trip ends.
that's one of my dream is to go to Siargao
Oh,
and go
sweetheart.
to
Now it becomes my dream to go to
go
that place.
Siargao and Surigao. Surigao because that's my dad's place.
Make a note so we have time to go
And
there, sweetie.
hopefully I could go visit my grandparents there
Can
and
you drive there,
the
hon?
rest of my relatives. Yes, you can
Do you have to
drive
go on the barge and
and
transfer?
just like when we went to Samo.
Okay. Isa has driven in the Philippines, by the way. I have a video of her driving. She's even driven there at night. I can't believe that. So yeah, we do have the opportunity to do a little bit of traveling there, and
Oh,
I might
Michelle
even
said
drive myself. I don't know.
Michelle said she's going in January visit a few friends in Manila, Davao, and Damsam Island.
Well, Michelle, we'll be there in January through
Bohol,
what,
Boracay.
the
Yeah, I've
15th?
never been in Boracay and Bohol.
Maybe we can hook
Mm.
up with Bill and in January, but we'll be there from I don't know middle of December through about the middle of January. Manila, just a hour and 15-minute plane flight from Davao. Island hopping again, Bohol, Bohol or Bohol?
Something happened again.
Sweetie.
Bohol, Boracay,
Bohol.
Bohol.
Is that where it's cool?
The Chocolate Hills.
Is
That's
that
where,
good?
and then that um, it's tarsier. It's not a monkey. Probably a species of monkey,
Oh, those
and
things.
has a big
We
eyes,
got to see that.
and then it's little.
We got to have a picture of that. Got to have a picture.
So
Yeah, parabiology stuck in California for a decade or more until I can retire to the Philippines. That's because you're a relatively young man, that's for sure. But you got a nice trip planned up in 15 days. Hope,
December 3rd
yeah, hope you
to
can make the
18th.
most of that trip. Isa says it's beautiful. I'm sure it is. And hun,
Yeah, in
we gotta
Siargao.
try to go there, especially if we can
Siargao and
rent a
Surigao.
car and you're not afraid to drive.
Mm,
Big Rob says,
I don't know, Hannah. I probably won't drive
you did.
because I don't know the place. I'm not
Do you
gonna.
want me to drive?
No, I'm not gonna put
How are
our
we gonna how
safety
are we gonna
into
get there?
risk. Well, I'm gonna
Hire a driver?
or I have a relative that knows the Surigao part,
Oh, okay.
so he could drive. But me driving there and I don't know the place,
Okay.
I'm not gonna
We
take
most certainly
chances.
do not want to
No,
take chances, huh?
I'm not gonna take chances of our safety. I could drive in Davao because I know the place. Uh, even Tagum.
I want to go to Tagum.
I know the place.
It's on
I
my
know the
list.
place in Tagum.
Mm-hmm.
Panabu. So those nearby places. But long distance, I don't think so. I'm not gonna take chances of for our safety. I'm not gonna drive there.
Parabiology 101 going to take advantage of the surfing in
Wow.
Siargao. And Big Rob says, my girlfriend always wanted to start a business selling clothes, so she found a wholesaler and even got a website built. She named the business after me. Did she name it Big Rob, or did
Big
she
Rob.
name it something else? I
Well,
don't
we're gonna
know.
take a
What did
look for that.
tell me what she made? Yeah,
Yeah, we're
he's
gonna
got a
take a look.
video. I
Yeah,
thought,
we're
well,
gonna
that's
take a look for
interesting.
that website.
Big Rob, he's a does some wrestling in the Indianapolis area. And Praise Journey did the Sky Experience in Cebu. What's this, hon? The Sky Experience in Cebu?
Probably just like
Zip line?
no
Parachute?
parachute.
Did you parachute in Cebu, Praise Journey?
You know what?
Is that what that
I've
is?
done it many times on the zip line, and to tell you, I am still young, but
Whale snorkeling.
hon, I'm not gonna do the zip line or what rides since I went when we went to Disneyland in Paris, and so there were a lot of rides, and and after that ride, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do it again. Not no, not anymore. It's kind of like when you reach your at a certain age, and you gotta think about the things that what will happen. So in this and after that experience, I kind of realized, oh no, I'm not gonna do it again. The rides, the zip line, it's challenging.
That makes me feel relieved.
It's challenging, but I told myself I'm not gonna do it again.
Cebu has the oldest Catholic church, which is incredible. We were in Paris in 2017, and there were some buildings there that were like 1,000 years old. I mean,
Wow, that was incredible, huh?
yeah,
I
that's.
kind of feel to go back.
I do too.
It's incredible. Oh
Those
man.
the nostalgia for some reason. I don't know. I had never been exposed to anything like that. I didn't
Oh, even
think it would have big
the
effect
Notre
on me.
Dame, huh? The Notre Dame
Notre Dame
Cathedral.
Cathedral, and we
Oh
get
man,
back,
it
and
was
then
so
shortly after that, somebody
that was
brings a
awesome. It was
gun in
so
there,
amazing.
and then it burned down
I know.
like
That's so sad.
last year. Big Rob, I hope we can meet someday. We're gonna try to meet Bill over there because he's
So we
pretty
actually we
close.
were
It
no,
sounds
we're
like
gonna
it to our
be
house.
there. I know. I just did. We're gonna be there on December 7th. No, we're gonna arrive on the 20th.
No, we're gonna leave on the
Well, I went to the Philippines just recently because
17th. We'll get there on the
there
18th.
was an emergency, so I have to go back. And I was there for 3 weeks, and now I'm gonna go back for vacation. It was not a vacation for when I went in October. It was not a vacation. It was an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And now this December, it's gonna be vacation for me and for Bob.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it because it's kind of a pre-retirement um, evaluation or guess
Preparation.
to see what it's going to be like. Before it was visiting. Now we're kind of scoping it out and seeing what it's going to be like to live there. Michelle, hubby hired a motorbike. We rode around Bohol. That sounds like fun. Glad that he can do that. And the smallest monkey, do they have those in Davao, hon?
Huh?
Small monkey, the big eyes.
Oh, that's called tarsier.
Is there one
So
in the Davao though?
no, they're probably in the zoo, but they're
Oh,
popular in Bohol. They're popular. That well, she said it's the smallest monkey, so they're probably not the same species as a
oh,
monkey.
they look kind of cute though. Yeah, we probably will have a car in the Philippines. Make things easier to get around. I mean, we can afford a good one that's got a good engine. Um, I think we're leaning to doing that. Although you save a lot of money
Jay
not
Bud
having
said,
a
"I want
car.
to go to Tago. Come join us. Come
Uh,
on."
he would have to take time off in, I bet he doesn't even have
I'm
time
gonna tour
off
you there. That's
by the
my
end of the year.
hometown as
Isa
well.
should know her way around,
I grew up
and
there,
I want to see that too.
and I have a lot of relatives actually there. Have a lot of relatives. My grandpa's side.
That would be nice. Parabiology 101 will be getting there probably late on the 18th, and then checking the hotel in Manila just to break up the flight, and then go to Davao the end of the day on the 19th. So that's a plan right now. I've heard our itinerary change a little bit since we've had the tickets for about a year, but probably nothing major. So that would have to be somewhere in a hotel in Manila, probably on the 18th. Yeah, Michelle's husband loves driving in the Philippines. He likes the challenge. That it is, and with more experience, the better. Comes Big Rob, when it comes to driving the Philippines, will our U.S. driver's license be converted over to
No,
Philippines?
I don't have a Philippine driver's license. I do have a U.S. driver's license. So what I did, I went to um, it's called LTO. So it's kind of like a DMV here. So I went there and asked them, "Hey, can I drive using my U.S. driver's license?" The woman told me just bring with me my um, if I have a visa. So if I have a visa, and then since so as when I was there, I was all the time I was bringing my passport and my driver's license, of course, and my green card. I was bringing it with me. That's what as long as you have the documents to show to them.
Was this a short-term thing, hon? I mean, or can you convert it for like the rest of your life, or 4 years, or
Um,
I
you
mean,
could probably apply for a driver's license there.
when we retire?
Yeah,
Okay, but I
I
could
believe
drive in the
so.
Philippines too.
Yeah, you
Just
may.
show my documents that you'll be keeping track of.
Yeah, you may.
Yeah, Tagum. I certainly want to be there too. Lots of waterfalls, hot springs in Cebu. And David in
Oh, I like
Tagum,
Cebu.
probably J Bud knows a David in Tagum. Uh, Doug drives in the Philippines and has a Philippine driver's
Oh,
license.
what's that? Do you
Wow.
know David from that? Who's David?
I think J Bud can answer that. But if the question is for me, I don't. Um, but maybe J Bud does. Fit couple in the Philippines. He drives in the Philippines. Wow, has a Philippine driver's license.
Yeah,
Doesn't need to be defensive.
you just gotta be defensive. That's true.
You have to.
And you know your way around.
Well, that's tough if you're not from the area, and a lot of times they don't even have signs. Well, I guess they have street signs, not a lot of
They
lights,
actually have street signs, and you know
traffic
what's the
lights.
problem when I was there when I was driving? Um, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because people don't follow rules. I was so mad. I was so frustrated. And how come there's rules, there are street rules, there's traffic rules, but it's just so sad seeing people don't follow rules. And I was so upset. I was so mad. Man, how could the people don't follow rules? That's why there's a lot of accidents.
I never seen an accident while we were there, though.
Well, because you gotta be defensive. You gotta be alert.
My impression of being a passenger in the cars in the Philippines was that the drivers drove very offensively, very aggressively, very territorially. This is my lane, this is my space. And so I think because of that, you have to realize, hold back, leave a little distance, expect anything to happen. I'm always telling guys that drive defensively, always, and expect things to happen that just shouldn't happen.
And
People not following the
one
rules.
of the problems why it's very traffic there, Han, because people don't give way.
They don't give the right of way?
No.
Okay.
I just because the driver, the motorcycles, they just go.
Oh, the
instead,
motorcycles?
yeah, like why not just let that car or let that motorcycle go first, and then that way there's not gonna be traffic.
Is that why they honk the horn so much?
Yeah, like beep beep beep.
Constant horn honking there.
Well, because driving here it's totally different from there, so I got so frustrated when I was there. I got so frustrated. I got so mad. I got so upset.
Huh.
Because I follow the rules.
Well, that's
Because I follow the rules. I said, man, I follow the rules, and how these people don't follow the rules.
what I would do when we go to the Philippines if we have a car. I would get a gigantic spike and put it on the front, and put a big spike in the back, and put these spikes on the side. That way, nobody will want to get in our way. And if we want to get the right of way, we'll probably get it. But I don't know, that might not be legal, but I have thought about that. And thanks for the answer here from Big Rob. She named it Roberta's
Bay Island
Bay
Fashions.
Island Fashion is the name of the business.
Okay, where are?
I was afraid she was going to name it Big Rob's Women's Fashions,
yeah,
and
before
that
I
wouldn't
forget it,
have a really
let
good
me-
ring to it.
let me Google it.
So has it already begun, Big Rob, or is this something that's still in the works? Your fiance or girlfriend's, I don't know what stage you are, her business idea. Zip lining across 2 towers, Praise Journey sounds petrifying to me. Must be that good diet, because I think I would end up probably being scarred for life with something like that. I'm just not a thrill seeker. Maybe your Love Beyond the Sea lessons will work for me in Tagum. Well, Jay Bud, all you can do is drive the way you've driven all your life, and that's follow the rules, be defensive, but the traffic is going to be different there. It's just different. I was kind of surprised. Isa wanted to try to drive out there. She should be familiar with the area and all that, but being in a car, your reaction's probably not as quick as being on a scooter. And I don't know. It's not for the weak of heart, that's for sure. Lots of online opportunities, Big Rob. Do you see it? Roberta's Bay Island Fashions.
No, I didn't look. Only the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Right here. I don't know.
Big Rob's?
Yeah.
Or is there a YouTube channel for that?
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel for this, Roberta's.
Oops, sorry. I got my big fat fingers in there.
Yeah, I think this is the one.
They have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
For her store? That's good. That's very good, and I hope that is very successful.
Yeah, hoping for
step out of the box,
success,
about earning opportunities. Business. Lots of online opportunities. Big Rob, my 19-year-old son, made an Instagram biz selling clothing.
Roberta's Bay Island Fashions.
Roberta's Bay Island Fashions.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually.
White shark snorkeling. That sounds like quite an adventure if you're into that.
So easy to get an international driver's license. You get them through AAA.
What, hon? Where are you? Yeah, if we can get approved in December, I'd love to meet up with you guys. We'll get there the evening of the 18th, I think around 8 o'clock or something. Have to get to a hotel that we've already booked, and then we're going to unload and sleep and go to the Mall of Asia on the 19th. Maybe do that. What do you call that, hon, where they're in the water? Like they're in Italy?
What?
In Manila, hon.
Oh, the
There's a place, a
Venice.
mall or something. Venice, like there's a mall or
Venice.
something. You get in the water and it's like you're in
Let's see.
Venice. We got to do at least the Mall of Asia while we're there on the 19th. Yeah, I hope everything works out for you. Yeah, if you can get there in December, Praise Journey, have to keep in touch through the channel or through Messenger, through my. Oh, hon, does email work in the Philippines?
Emails?
My email will be on the seed4you@gmail.com.
I was emailing.
That works?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That would be important to know because I know we have to turn off some data.
Well,
so Big Rob says, so I have to apply for a visa here if I want to live in the Philippines. True, hon?
Apply for a visa? If you want to stay longer.
He says if he wants to live in the Philippines.
To live? Could be.
Well, I'm sure there's different visas for short stay.
Yeah.
And for long
you gotta go
or
to
permanent
immigration
stay.
for that. And well, it matters of how long you're gonna stay. So you can get they will extend your stay, or you can get a visa, or I think it's called extension, and it's called extension. So I think they're gonna extend your, and you can do it, and then you're gonna do it monthly after that, before the expiration. And I think they're gonna do it for 30 days. They're gonna extend your stay. I think foreigners are allowed to stay for, is it 21 days
30.
or 30
I made
days?
it 30 because I stayed
And then
more than that.
before that, if you want to stay longer, then you're gonna go to immigration and do an extension. Or if you wanna live in the Philippines, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, David, that feeds the children, called Tagum City Children's Relief. Good friend of your husband. Thanks, Michelle.
Okay.
I'm not aware of them, but thank you for letting us know who they are. AAA, International Driver's License, get them through AAA. Well, I still have roadside assistance through AAA.
They do?
So I could maybe go to AAA before we leave if I dared and say, we're going to be gone for a month. Can I get a international driver's license?
I could probably get a Philippine driver's license.
Yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long would that last, hon, before you have to renew it?
Now I think now is 3 or 5 years.
Okay. Well, don't forget to renew your U.S. one before you go, because don't you have to do that like every year or not? You have the 10-year green card, but remember you are going in every year to get your driver's license renewed. Sweetie? Hon?
What?
Your U.S. license.
Yeah.
Okay, I just don't want you to run it, let it expire. Did you get a longer one or just 1 year?
No, not yet. I'm gonna go but this December before our flight.
Yeah, you need some kind of visa to live in the Philippines. Dave, yeah, okay, sorry, I read that. Smartphone navigation apps work in the Philippines and some are free from cellular
Waze, it's called
charges.
Waze, or I think that's they're using Waze.
What does this mean, hon?
My hubby is Greek and it's what's that?
Just as chaos over there driving. Well, then he's got some experience driving under chaotic conditions.
It is. Oh my.
Sygic is the app that's free of data charges. You heard of this one, hon?
No. Well, hun, I'm not.
SYGIC.
Hun, I wasn't living in the Philippines now.
You're the expert, hon.
Mm,
That's why you're here.
and apps are changing. You know,
That's very true.
changing, and there's new. There's old and new.
Yeah. Praise Journey says defensive driving does not exist. I can't believe people beep when you slow down for someone crossing the road. I will always be cautious around pedestrians.
Yeah, me too. When I was there, I was,
Yeah.
even I kind of get, brought the U.S. um driving style, and then when I was driving there, so yeah, you gotta be very defensive, and of course, and you gotta slow down when it's their school
Yeah.
pedestrians.
But sometimes, hon,
Let them cross first, and then you go.
I went to the Philippines the first time and we were crossing the streets in Manila, Isa would take my hand and she would lead me across the street because she had experience with cutting through that maze of traffic. And man, it's scary.
Oh,
Trying to cross the street, I thought, well, I hope I don't
it's
lose
called.
her.
You're going to need to get an extension. It's the second extension. We need ACR card. I think that's what they call the yellow card. Okay, over here it's green card. Uh, ACR card. I think that's they call it
Okay,
in the
yeah,
Philippines.
that's the second extension.
I think they called it in the Philippines the yellow card
Okay,
because
so
it's the card is yellow.
30 days for free, I guess, then 59 days, then another one where you need something called an ACR
Yeah.
card. Yeah, his channel, Big
Oh yeah,
Rob,
you just
he's got a
have to go.
video and they'll have a link to the
Excuse me. You just have to go to immigration and
online
ask for
store.
that.
Google AAA International Driver's License. It's only a few miles from here. I could stop over there sometime, like $25. May have to do that just in case, unless you're just dead set on us not driving this vacation.
Well, yeah.
Fit couple in the Philippines, huh?
It's only $25.
Okay. Once you've married your Filipina, you can take her out of the country, and when you return with her, they will stamp your passport for a 1-year stay. Take her out of the country for like what, a day, just something like that, or just exit very short time and then come back.
Country when you return with her this for 1 year. Oh yeah, yeah. You just have to be with your wife. I think there's.
Praise Journey says, make sure you have a cell phone provider that works in the Philippines. His cricket service didn't work.
I'm so scared.
Yeah. We'll
Well,
do
that's why I
something about
have.
that.
That's why I have a unlocked phone. And when I was there in the Philippines, I just took the SIM card and I replaced a Philippine SIM card. Works better.
Yeah, Praise Journey said he had to purchase a portal Wi-Fi hub with load. It was really a pain. They couldn't get a Globe SIM card to work on his cricket phone because it was locked.
Yeah, you need an unlocked phones when you go to the Philippines. That's why I have an unlocked phone. So when I go to the Philippines, as like I said, I just take the SIM card and replace a Philippine SIM card. That's what I'm doing. I'm using Globe.
And Fit Couple says to Big Rob, easily done in the Philippines. Just do it, get an extension before the 30 days, and we'll be there for like 29 days,
Michelle,
28 or 29.
Good to catch up and finally meet. We'll do it again. I will head off as the twins are up. Take care, you guys. Nice meeting you.
Well, magandang umaga, Michelle. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You have a good day.
Yeah, I'm gonna search her and then I'm gonna sub to you.
Right. Parabiology 101 doesn't need a visa for 3 weeks. just a return ticket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's only three
I
weeks.
stayed for like 28 days, and this time will be like 28 or 29 days. So I've been on the envelope, but
Cool,
never quite
salamat.
there.
Bye.
Trikes and
Thanks
jeepneys are
for
so cheap. Do you really need a
um
car? Jay Bud asks. Talking about money tonight, huh?
thanks for the comments and be here be
Can
here in our live.
Yes, thank you. Can you
Thank
answer
you.
Jay Bud's comment? He always asks these questions. You wish he would just,
Oh,
not
trikes
ask
and
such tough
jeepneys are
questions.
so cheap. Do you really need a car?
Do we really need a car?
Of course.
It says here, do you really need a car? I
I
think it's an individual
I do.
situation.
Um, especially when you are traveling with someone with a group. At least, um, to me, it's a hassle free. It's a hassle free not to have a car.
Isa's used to having a car.
I used to have a car here, so
Isa's
it
used to
was
getting around when she wants to get
when
around, picking up her friends.
when I was there for 3 weeks, it was just so hard for me. To be honest, it was so hard for me to go around
by
by
without your
jeepneys
yeah
and taxis
usual way.
and motorcycles. It's so different. It was very hassle. We went to the store um and buy groceries, and then we have a lot of plastic bags. It's so hassle. Although we have sidecars,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a plus because I could um call my brother and my brother-in-law, hey, come here and pick up us. It was okay, but me being used to go around myself and not relying with somebody else, it's kind of hard now. I kind of have my
It
own.
changes everything once.
Yeah, I kind of have my own freedom to go wherever I want, you know driving, and to be able to go around without, with a hassle free, and then you need to have a car.
I'm with Jay Bud. I'd rather just I have no
He's rather
trouble
have.
with the
I mean,
jeepneys and hey, can we
yeah,
take this
and it,
scooter and I'll
and
sit
it's
over here?
always
No
it
problem with
rains
me.
all the time
Well, they have
in the
umbrellas on
Philippines.
those.
It rains and it's very hassle.
Okay,
Man,
well,
it's hassle.
was it rainy season this
Especially
October?
when you go to the city and then you go home.
Yeah,
When you want to go home, it
the
will
rain.
take you it will take you at least an hour to wait for a jeepney.
Oh,
It will take you an
yeah.
hour, hun. It takes you hours and hours just to
It's
wait.
nice
But
having
it's
that
if you
car.
have your own car, you don't have to do that. You don't have to wait. All you have to do is just turn on your car and then go.
Well, and that's
I know it's expensive, but life you know
well, we'll
it's also
each.
expensive if you keep um taking taxis and you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay them.
It's just a very
It's
small amount of
hassle.
money. It's more of a
I
hassle. It
know,
is more expensive, no doubt about it.
but it's hassle free, and you can go anywhere you want.
Right now, Isa's car will be paid off in a couple years. My car will be paid off in a couple years. So we'll just be able to pool that money, and we'll have money to get a car there. Um, yes, you need a good car, and we talked personally about not getting something that's really brand new because it could get scratched up and damaged in a hurry, which we don't want. So it won't be a brand new car, I don't think.
Well, for just to start, um, not a brand new car.
And there's, I guess, a reason why we built the carport in
Well,
the
I heard
house.
the jeepneys is so good. It's a good place to meet girls. Yeah, because there's a lot of fish there. There's a
Well,
lot of fish.
that sounds like an incentive, Jay
Mm,
Bud, to go to the Philippines and take those jeepneys around. I've never heard that it's a good place because it's such a short term stop. People are coming. They come in through the back, right, hun?
Jeepneys?
In the jeepney.
Yeah.
So they come in the back. They hand the money to this person who hands it over, and then it gets to the driver, or not the driver, but the driver's passenger that apparently handles the money.
And then jeepneys, you can get a lot. You get sick there. You get sick because
Oh,
people. You're in one place, and then there's a lot of people, and if one person is sick, so you get sick, so it's spread out. So that's why um, it's not good.
we just need to be
Uh,
safe, hon.
you just have to be safe,
If you want
but
to have a car, we'll have
uh,
a car, but
no. Well,
but we got to
I'm
be
not
safe.
saying that I'm very picky. What I'm saying, it's just a hassle. Having a car is a hassle free.
Praise Journey says, Jay Bud, the AC and freedom is great. Having a rental car, which is what Isa did in October. The thing I struggled with is the exhaust you have to breathe. After 2 weeks of breathing exhaust, my sinuses flared up so much. They have different exhaust. Well, like if you're in those scooters and the jeepneys have no windows, then you are breathing in a lot. They may not have the
It's
emission
hot.
standards we have here, and of course it's very hot, and it's nice to have aircon in that car. I mean, it is a luxury. Um, but if the little woman wants to have a car there and she can drive safely, then
I did.
I
I
guess
did
I'll
rent a
go along
car
with
over
that.
there. I was driving city.
Yeah, tricycles usually have the exhaust close to where you sit. Well, I sure got the nastiest cough. I spent half our time the last time I was there in the hotel, covered up in sheets. Um, Felt like I had razor blades in my throat. We kept going to the store trying to find stuff, and man, I don't know what caused it, but yeah, the pollution, having the air con, and it's just nice to be able to do that. Will having a car,
Maybe
Jay Bud
another.
asks, will having a car impress the ladies?
It's depend on the lady.
Might be another love down the seat love lesson. Here,
Mm.
let me jot down. I always have a list here of
It could be. It could be J-Bad.
potential um, topics because you don't want to forget something. I've got lots of topics. I've got a vault with like 214 topics in it, and I thought of several more today. And I've written all of those except for maybe 8. So yeah, we want to keep cranking out material, but a car impressing the ladies, honey, how can it not be impressive?
Oh yeah.
I would think it would be very impressive, and it wouldn't have to be you know, a very whatever the top line cars are. I would think so.
J-Bad, go to Christian Philippine. I agree. Praise journey.
There's a lot of people in internet land here in the Philippines vlogging community that found a wife there. Praise Journey says I had a perfect trip having a rental car. Night and day difference. Yeah, and then multiply that by every day, maybe being able to teach certain family members to learn how to drive. And those there are possibilities there. I found my wife on Christian Filipina.
Christian Filipina. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of good women there.
I think it's harder. Praise Journey says I think it's harder meeting someone when you are there. I don't like going up to people randomly and asking them for a date. That's part of it. That is part of it. The thing is, on the other hand, someone in that situation might have less rejection than they would here in the States, where you're almost, hey, could I get your phone? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked them. It's like before you ask them for the phone number, you're assuming they're going to say no or something. But it's probably easier. You just start with saying hello, and maybe go to a mall somewhere. But your chances of finding somebody when you're there is better than it is here. But I know what you're saying. I kind of like the idea of online because I got to meet Isa, and I couldn't be in the Philippines anyway. So for me, it was online or nothing, I guess. But you might be uncomfortable talking to them, and there's still always going to be some rejection. But a lot of people have, set up a date that way, and it can't hurt. Just get together with them, and you can start getting to know them more. So there's always two ways to look at things. Download the PDF applications. Well, thanks, Doug, for helping Big Rob. Praise Journey, your dad drove so crazy and got a ticket. They give out tickets in the Philippines. He was yelling at the officer. Wow. Hopefully it wasn't that guy that had that video a couple months ago. You probably know what I'm talking about, but it's something about the way he was parking, I guess. Yeah, we don't want crazy driving. It's just too risky. Eventually, it'll probably catch up to you. Now, hon, I probably could not get away with yelling at an officer. A Filipino probably could, right? I have to mind my P's and Q's. I have to be careful.
Huh.
Don't I? You don't want me yelling at officers, right?
No, you don't have to.
I think a local could get away with that probably easier than someone like me. Parabiology 101, I found a great girl and date in Asia, though I encountered a couple of scammers too. And you can find somebody in all of those places.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of using your gut, common sense, watching out for the common red flags. Yeah, praise journey. If you're there for a couple of months, it would be easier. But 2 weeks would be kind of tricky. Yeah, yeah, it would be. Um, but depending on what you're doing, yeah, you could probably could meet one person a day. I mean, again, though, you can't. The best thing Isa and I both feel like is to find somebody and then focus on that individual. I think that's the soonest way to find out whether you have something going or not. Right, hon, is just to focus on that person. If it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. You go on to the next one.
It's not gonna
But if it does and you see that potential, then you're that much closer to being married. So, everybody, Eyes and I have to have a date. What are we going to watch tonight, hon?
Um, I don't know. I have to look Netflix
Netflix, okay.
or Amazon.
Liam Neeson movie.
Mm.
I might get
Oh,
too worked up
hi,
before that. All that
there's
action.
one that's good. It's called. I was watching it on a plane and I did not finish it. It's a really good movie.
Well, we better start thinking of the title.
Well, if
Who was in it or something like that?
if I see it, then I probably remember it. Yeah, we are. Well, actually, I was working overtime and kind of. I just right now I kind of want to, lay down
We need to
while
relax,
watching
snuggle up, and
movie.
watch a movie.
So I do appreciate all the people that are here. Thank you for joining us. But sad to say, we're gonna say goodbye for now because I had a long day. I was working overtime, and all I wanted to do is just lay down and watch TV or watch movie.
That's what we're going to do. And I appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you for your comments, making this a very excellent live stream.
It was very, having a lot of um,
Thanks, Praise
interaction
Journey.
here in conversation. So giving their thoughts, their advice. So thanks for that.
Mhm. The live streams, Praise Journey, if I had 1,000 subscribers, which I don't, if I did, I would just simply do a post saying, I'm going to have a live stream coming up. That's what I would like to do, but I need 1,000 subscribers to announce, to be able to do a post.
Please, guys, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe Bob's channel, our channel. That would be awesome.
Yeah, the notifications for lives. Occasionally, I'll do a video a couple days before the live. I don't always, because I'm not always sure
I think
if I'm going to
I
do it.
think when you get a notification, you just have to
They'd have to
have
be right here when it started, though. I need to do,
no
a day or two notification. I'm doing
I
a live
think you
stream
have
and then stick to
to
it.
so here you just have to
That
click the
probably,
bell here. You subscribe, and then there's a right here. There's a small bell there, and then you just have to click all, and then it will. If Bob has a live stream going on, it will pop up on your phone
yeah.
that um, that someone is having a live
He
stream.
was he was wondering if probably if he could get some more notice than just, here we are. So I would have to announce it a day or two ahead of time. I can always do a short
Yeah,
video saying,
please,
join us at this time for a
please
live
tell your
stream.
friends or whoever to subscribe Bob's channel.
Thank you, Praise
Please,
Journey. Brought up some good points about, coupons
yeah,
and different
Praise
places to
Journey.
shop.
Yeah, he's on fire actually. He's on fire. He has a lot of thoughts here and comments.
Yeah, Praise Journey
Thank
has
you, Parabiology.
lit it up here
Everybody,
tonight.
J Bud, um, who's that? The Heidi,
Michael and Heidi,
Michael and Heidi, Michelle, Fit
Big
Couple in the
Rob,
Philippines, Big Rob,
Parabiology 101,
yeah, Parabiology
yeah,
101.
Fit Couple in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines. And we hope we don't miss anybody.
Eh,
Um,
who else? Oh, we already mentioned Michelle.
yeah, somebody stopped over and they got banned,
Yeah,
or their comment got erased right away. So they might not have been in it for good. Good to see everybody here, and
yes,
especially
thank you.
for the first time, subscribe to the channel. Remember to check out the lovebeyondthesea.wordpress.com site. Rodney
Rodney,
Full
full
Circle,
circle.
thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank
Walt
you.
Tolander
Pori Pori
was
Prishna.
here. They had a comment that got deleted.
Yeah,
And
and to the
Sim
E.
Simo Travel Vlogs and
Yeah,
Rhino
Rhino
Wisdom
Wisdom.
right off the bat. Nelson
Nelson.
right off the bat. Thank you
Yeah.
guys and for making it what it was.
Walt.
Um,
Walt.
Walt Tolander. But the
Yes.
WordPress site has Isa's
Mm.
channel, my channel, Facebook, Twitter, Mr. E's articles, all my articles, and a
Yeah.
new
Thank you, Mr. E.
message board for people to chat at. So that's something that you don't see every day. Help from Mr.
Yeah.
E, great help, as he also wants to help men find love
Oh,
beyond the
Dear
sea.
Grab said, love you guys. Love you too.
Yes, thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
today, everybody. Until next time, you guys enjoy your rest of your weekend. All right,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye bye.